All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
You got a big show for you this week. Yeah. About to get started here in a minute. See you guys in the chat. What's up? What's up?
There you go.
I see Viral Oneer just joined up. George Vargo, what's up? Oh, it's your boy Ice Cold Honky in the building.
Uh-oh.
Darth Vader.
Watch out now.
Tom Cable's Fist, what's good? Nick DaCosta, the WAP, El Wapo. Those of you watching the stream for the first time, if you're watching it live or you're watching it on playback, again, this is an unedited peek at the show, so there are going to be some longer breaks. You can feel free to skip through that if you're watching the playback, and if you're here live, you know, enjoy the chat. Bobby Wasabi, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Jim Jack should be joining us shortly in the chat room, I hope. And, of course, Ingrid Trask, maybe she'll join us too. All members of the Raiders Podcast Network, and I'm joined every week.
Yeah, by your boy Che.
That's it. So give us 1 second, and we're about to get this party started. You ready, Che?
Let's do it, man.
All right. You're listening to the Pillaging Podcast, companion podcast to PillagingJustForFun.com. That's PJ4F.com, the #1 podcast in Raider Nation. Tune in every week wherever podcasts are found. Call and leave a message to be played on air at 408-909-PJFF. This episode brought to you by Creative Media Design Studio. Check them out at CreativeMediaMonterey.com. It's time to pillage another podcast. I'm your host, Kenny Stapler. What's cracking, Che?
What's up, brother?
Man, you already know what's up. It's another great week in the nation. Nothing but good news and positive vibes out there.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's losing their minds or anything like that.
Nobody drove off a cliff today, right?
I didn't see a single hot take this week. Must be the regular season.
Yeah, must be. Must be, man.
How's your week going, aside from the elephant in the room? How's your week going?
I mean, other than that, yeah, pretty good.
Yeah?
It's been going pretty good. Did my draft last night.
Did your fantasy draft?
Yeah, we had a little draft party at a local ale house in town, and you know, I'm not to brag, but I got the highest grade in the draft. You know, I got a solid A- for my draft.
How many?
Me and my brother actually.
How many Raiders you got on that squad?
I got a couple.
Yeah.
I got a couple.
All right.
I got a couple. You know, I have to put a couple on there.
Who are your Raider players on your fantasy squad?
Marshawn,
Okay.
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr. Ooh, that's your starting quarterback?
Not my starting quarterback. Well, we'll see. We'll play it by ear.
Yeah. Who's
Right?
your first
But
quarterback?
I took Kirk Cousins, man.
Kirk Cousins. Okay.
You know, after he lit up the donkeys, I was like, hey, maybe he could do that for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I stayed off of quarterbacks. You know, anybody that plays fantasy, you got to be smart with it, man. There's a lot of quarterbacks out there. I know you get itchy fingers. You want to take the Aaron Rodgerses and stuff like that. But
yeah.
I waited till about the 7th round before I picked up Kirk Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So I did pretty good.
That's good.
I think I did pretty good. I went running back heavy early.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
I got to ask you, did you take the Bears defense?
No. So here you go. No, I didn't take the Bears defense. All right. Partially because we're not doing team defense this year. So I'm actually the commissioner of my league, and I decided, you know what? F all that team defense and special teams. I'm going to go ahead and make you pick out a player. So we had to pick up a DB, a linebacker, and a DL.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you have to start one of each, man.
I see.
So it's nice. It's nice. We ended up picking up about, you know, obviously you pick up your starters and you pick up some backups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the first pick in your draft?
The first pick Gurley, man.
Todd Gurley?
Yeah, Gurley went first. He went #1. And my boy was
Who
sitting
was
there.
your first pick?
Who was my first pick?
Yeah.
My first pick was Kamara.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was late. I was 9. No, 8. I was 8 out of 10. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Are you in Kane's league too?
I'm not, man. I wanted to, but you know, funds are a little low.
I hear you.
Funds are a little low. I wish I could play in everybody's league, man.
Yeah. Especially over here, we're spending big money trying to get this
There
podcast
you
ready
go.
for the season. So, yeah, man. So right now, just want to remind you guys, please subscribe to the Raiders Podcast Network on Twitter, which is at Raiders Podcasts with an S. And on Instagram, I believe it's at Raiders Podcast Network. Stay tuned. We'll be launching on more social media soon. The website will be coming out soon. That'll be RaidersPodcastNetwork.com. Real easy for you guys.
Yeah.
So we're working on getting that up. That should be up in the next week or so. So stay tuned for that. Obviously on the network as well, Just Win Ladies. So make sure you're following them at Just Win Ladies. And we are going to be adding a new show very soon with Angria and Jim Jacks. So if you like Jim Jacks, who was on the show last week, always a popular guest. He's going to be having his own show with Angria, and hopefully, Che, myself, maybe Kane might make some appearances on that show. But that'll be a good show. Every show we want to have on this network is going to have a different flavor.
That's right.
Right now, we're trying to pin down some international show, Spanish-speaking show, or even getting this show here closed captioned. Because we want to be worldwide.
That's right.
Just like Raider Nation is.
Hell yeah.
So just that. Next week, we'll be on at a different time due to the game. The game's Monday Night Football. And as promised, we're going to be at pretty much all the home games this year. I think 5 out of the 7 home games will be at. And we will be taping our pregame segment at the game.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
That's very exciting, man.
We will be coming home directly after the game to tape the post game here at the Crow's Nest. That part of the show will be streamed live. We'll send you out the notification when we get home. However, the pregame live stream is a game time decision.
Right.
As you know, there's no Wi-Fi.
Right.
At the Coliseum. So we'll have to be streaming over cell networks right now. I know there's a few different methods that we can't afford for live broadcasting. The transponder I was looking at, it's like $1,000 unit. We're not quite there yet. But we're going to try our best. We're also looking at how we're going to do that pregame to make it relevant to those of you that are still going to be listening to the show on tape delay, I guess I'll call it.
Yeah.
The playback. So, yeah, there will be some pregame breakdowns, but a lot of it will be breaking down the previous week's game too, and then chatting with some members of the nation in our Meet the Nation segment.
Yeah, I'm excited about that, man. It's going to be good.
We're looking to land some live guests for that too. But next week, we're going to do a pre-recorded segment with Scott Bear. He's going to be joining me on the show on Friday, and I will pre-tape that for you guys, and that'll air. That'll be included in the edited taped version of the podcast, the audio version of the podcast, which you can also listen to on YouTube, by the way, if you are a YouTube listener. As you guys know, we're available wherever podcasts are found.
That's right.
Make sure you download the official PJ4F app on iOS or Android. All you got to do is search PJ4F, the number 4F on your app store. It should be the first result you get. It's free. I've been told it's real simple to use.
Yeah, super simple.
Also, just to respond, still getting requests for T-shirts. I have some physical inventory on me. If you're so inclined and you really want shirts, message me on Twitter. I am at Pillaging Just For Fun. That's the show's account. That's managed by myself. Or if it's easier for you to get at Kane or Che, get at them, and then they will direct you to me. Basically, it ends with me. I got the shirts. I will ship them out to you, and we could do a transaction through our donation link, which, by the way, is now included at our YouTube profile. So if you go to our main page on YouTube, there is a link to our PayPal in the banner right next to our social media link. So
very nice.
If you want to support the show, you can do so there. Also in our Twitter profile, in the bio section, there's a link to donate there. There's also a link to donate on the pj4f.com website. PillagingJustForFun.com is the long version of that. The PJ4F is just a direct. I've heard on mobile, sometimes the handshake doesn't quite complete, but all you got to do is click the banner. The banner always shows up, and that'll take you to the main site. And you can find the donation tab on the sidebar or at the bottom of your page on mobile. So that takes care of the donation. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate all the donations. It's helped us do a lot.
Yeah.
We ordered some stickers. We got some Chrome stickers coming out.
Ooh, they're going to be fire.
It's going to be fresh.
I'm excited about those stickers. I am.
I'm going to be slapping them up everywhere. And tonight, we welcome to the show longtime YouTuber Mikey Rayder.
Yeah.
And, of course, the return of Kane's Corner this week. So best believe Kane has something to say. And as always, we'll hear from our pillagers during our call-in segment. And, yeah, that's the intro to the show, man.
Yeah, it is.
Is it time to pillage?
It's about that time, man.
We got a lot to get into this week, man. Just like a lot to get into this week. Like too much to get into this week.
A little more than most people want, but
yeah.
Hey, we got to do it.
So a lot of people asked me early on today not to go into the Mac thing on the show today. I don't know what to tell you, man, because it's the elephant in the room and it's news, and we be idiots not to get into it, right?
It's part of what we do, man.
So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Quick hits. All right. In a blockbuster trade, the Raiders send safety Shalom Luwani to the Seattle Seahawks for its... Hold on. Those are my wrong notes. Let's try it again. In a blockbuster trade, the Raiders send Khalil Mack to the Chicago Bears.
Yes.
Mack's in Chi-Town now.
Yeah, he is, man.
It's a bit surreal.
Very surreal.
Yeah. Are you tripping? You were tripping.
I was trying not to wake up yesterday.
You was tripping.
I was trying really hard not to wake up yesterday, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I woke up to that. I mean, at first, my reaction was just like every other Raider fan, man. I was mad. I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
But I'm not the dude jumping off the cliff.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. You're not that guy.
No, man. I mean, listen. We're very upset. Let's not get that wrong, man, okay? That was not the news we wanted to wake up to. That's not what we were expecting or hoping for. But it happened.
It happened.
It happened. And as Raider fans, as we've been for our entire lifespan, we got to continue, man. We just got to keep on moving.
You got to keep pushing on. Like I said on Twitter yesterday, and I was surprised this actually got likes. I didn't know people were going to hate. But it's the same organization that benched Marcus Allen, the same organization that traded Kenny Stabler, the same organization that let go of Jack Tatum, the same organization that traded, come on.
John Gruden.
For 2 first-rounders.
Yeah.
Might I say. Might I add.
Why you got to put that salt on us right now, bro?
Hey.
You don't have to remind us of that.
Was Raider Nation excited when we traded Stabler for Dan Pastorini? Were we excited about that?
Right.
Did you stop being a Raider fan when that happened?
Right.
I got to call you guys out right now. For all those Raider fans right now on social media, in their house, at the park, wherever you at, the sports bar, slamming your bar stool on the ground, mad. I saw some people say they're not a Raider fan anymore. Let me tell you something, man. If you're not a Raider fan now, you was never a Raider fan.
That's right.
I understand this organization's had its ups and downs. You felt like it's dragged you through the dirt. You're taking it personally. They don't care about you. Well, you know what? The NFL in general really doesn't give a shit about you.
This is true.
And NFL players, I hate to say it, they don't care about you neither.
Hey, man, you got to take care of yourself, right? Yeah. These guys are in here. Their livelihood is this game, and it could end any second in any play. For us to get so hurt like it's a personal thing, like the team did this to us or Mac did this to us. It's just like, hey, it's not realistic, man. It's not realistic.
That's not what this is about. This is about and always has been about money. I wouldn't say always has been, but the modern sports era, it's all about money. People say Mac didn't want to play here. That doesn't matter where he wants to play. Mac wanted to get paid. First and foremost, that was a priority, and he got his money. He got his money today. He got big money, big facts.
Yeah.
And we were never contenders at that price.
Not at that price.
We were not players in that negotiation. And that's what it is. That's where it's washed out. So you get rid of the guy when you can actually get some collateral back for him. Now, people say the timing of the trade was bad. That I cannot argue with.
Right.
It would have been better to trade him before this draft. But hindsight's 2020. The organization felt like, well, we're going to play this game of chicken. We feel like Mac's going to come around, and he didn't. And we're a week out, and we got to field 53 players on this roster, and Gruden's got to get those ducks in a row.
Right.
And we're not going to sit around, hoping for this guy to show up.
It's true.
The fact is, if he really wanted to play, and if he was planning on ending his holdout, he would have showed up to camp and at least met with his staff,
right,
and seen where it was at, and really attempted to get some buy-in, to be talked into this.
Right.
And he let Siegel take over, and that's what it is.
It is.
And we'll be in this boat again next year with Amari Cooper. Now, Amari Cooper's no Khalil Mack.
Right.
So it's going to be a little bit differently. But, hey, man, Mack wanted his money, got his money. Siegel got the job done.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at right now.
It is, man.
So what I said again earlier out there on Twitter, one franchise quarterback, which some people still want to debate, but one franchise quarterback and 3 young, hungry pass rushers later, I still believe that this team is a contender, and the AFC West is wide open.
Yes, it is.
And it's just time to pillage.
That's right.
It's just win, baby.
Just win.
Just win. So it's a commitment to excellence, not a commitment to money grabs, not a commitment to negotiations. Hey, we don't negotiate with terrorists in the Raider Nation.
Stop terrorizing us.
So good luck, Mac, man. Raider Nation wishes you the best.
Yeah.
Once a Raider, always a Raider, I guess. You know, Mac was a great Raider, man. Would have been great to see him this year. I think this was the year for him. But, hey, need I remind you, the Bears went 5-11 last year. Mitch Trubisky's your quarterback.
That's right.
You are not going to be signing an elite quarterback for some time. So you better pray that Mitch overplays on this rookie contract.
That's right.
Because that's why you're there, Khalil. You know, it wasn't going to be a team with an Aaron Rodgers or somebody like that was going to sign you.
Nope.
It was going to be a team with a quarterback on a first-year contract. Why? Because you're making quarterback money, dog.
That's right.
And we weren't going to pay you that. And I say kudos to the Raiders organization for sticking to their guns and not wanting to go there.
Right.
Even though that seems to be the way the NFL is going, some people are saying, hey, this in the football, you know, players should just play out their contract. And they signed a contract, they should stick to it. Hey, I can't argue with that, but you're a fool if you believe that that's actually the world that we're living in with modern day football. So,
right.
You know, people ask me not to spend a lot of time on this. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this. There's nothing to say.
Right.
Nothing I'm going to say or Che's going to say or Kane later is going to say that's going to get Khalil Mack back on a plane to Oakland.
That's right.
It's over. It's done. Move on. This is the team. The 53-man roster, posted.
Yep.
Go read it.
Yep.
Start getting positive.
That's right.
You know, Tank Carradine is your starting defensive end. Deal with it.
That's that. Yeah.
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 And Bruce Irvin. So
well, hey, listen, but you're touching on it, right? We got some young, hungry D linemen, right? A couple of them that were overlooked.
Yeah.
Let's say. Okay. So hopefully that comes out as a big win for us. I feel positive about the young talent we have on this team, especially on the D line. Yes, it would have been wonderful to have Mac out there and have him join that team, but he ain't. And we got what we got. So let's get behind these guys and let's push these guys to victory, man, because that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
It's all about, man. That's what it's all about. And you know, big contracts, you have 2 big contracts. If you think you're going to be able to fill up a team with enough talent to win with 2 major contracts, you're not being realistic.
Yeah.
And especially you're not being realistic as a Raider fan, knowing where our franchise is as far as our finances go, okay?
Right.
So let's just be real, man. If we want to win, we got to get it through the draft, through young talent, through people who have not yet gotten to that status where they're going to be getting them big-ass contracts, man.
That's
it. Just truth.
That's it. So I think the only things, besides losing Khalil Mack, obviously that stings. Yeah, it stings. But the timing of it, a bit wonky. But, you know, what were you going to do? It came down to the final hour. And then secondly, sending that second rounder off. Some people said, well, yeah, you got to do that because they're paying for his contract. You know what? Tough shit.
Fuck you.
You wanted Khalil Mack. Pay him.
Pay the man.
And pay us.
Yeah, pay us too.
So those are the things I didn't like, but we did get 2 first-rounders. Let's face it. I still believe the Bears are a sub-500 team next year, which means we should be picking in the top 10 again. We got 2 first-rounders. You know, if all goes well, we'll be picking at the top and at the bottom of that draft, of that round for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
You got a great pass rusher class coming out next year. So, you know, Oliver Brown's in the mix. He's a DT. You got Nick Bosa.
Yes, you do.
In the mix. So you better believe we'll be in play for that.
Yeah.
At this point, I think the early prediction is that's a target.
Yeah.
That's an early target.
Yeah.
So
let's get lucky.
Yeah.
Let's roll them dice.
And it's a pretty good tackle draft out there, too. Offensive tackle coming out next year. So, you know, that's kind of where I scratch my head on the Brandon Parker thing. I don't want to get off too much on a tangent. And start looking at that potential free agency list, man.
That's right.
Because money to spend, we will have it next year. I know early projections had us at about 40 to 45 mil. My rough understanding of the cap. Rory's not here to bounce it off of him,
right.
But you know, having a Mac gone frees up potentially another 20 mil. So we should be around the $60 million range for cap space. It's going to look good next year.
Yeah,
we should be in play for some major hauls, and we get some nice veterans, and of course, a nice mix of young talent. So
that's right.
Let's move forward. Let's break this down a little bit further, and then we're going to move past this. We'll revisit this later. Kane has something to say about this, and
of course,
we're holding back a little bit.
Yeah.
But nobody's losing their mind. I guarantee you that. We're here to talk you down off the ledge. We were here for you on draft day.
Yes, we are.
We were here for you all last season.
Yes, we were.
And we're still here for you today.
That's right.
Oh, by the way, I want to point out Che rocking the fresh throwback Pillaging Podcast T-shirt, the Pillaging Just For Fun.
Keeping it old school.
Show him the coffee mug too.
Look at this. Look, you got to get the mug to go with the shirt.
Yeah.
Just got to pair them up. Pair them up, bro.
So if you're looking for a shirt, you want to just rep the show, pj4f.com/shop. This stuff's available on the shop right now.
Hell yeah.
I am working right now with our vendor to get the shop up online. I got a plan B. Stay tuned. You're going to be able to get your shirts. In the meantime, hit me up. So let's keep it moving. What happened in this trade? The Bears gave up first-round picks in 2019 and 2020, and a third-round pick in 2020, and a sixth-round pick in 2019 to acquire Mack earlier Saturday. In return, the Bears also received a second-round pick in 2020 and a conditional fifth-round pick in 2020 as well. So that's what it is right now. And then today, the money happened. It fell from the sky. According to Ian Rappaport, the Bears and star pass rusher Khalil Mack have agreed to terms on a massive Lord of Mercy.
Something massive, huh?
Yeah, something massive. You know the album. Turned on a massive 6-year, $141 million contract extension. Total value $155 million over 7 years, right? 6 years, sorry.
6 years, that's what I saw.
$90 million guaranteed, $60 million fully guaranteed up front, and a $23.5 million new money average.
Yeah.
That's new money.
That's new money.
You like the smell of new money?
I mean, I when I get it, I guess, yeah. I don't get that often, so
yeah,
it's hard to fall in love with something you don't see much of.
Feel that. We're talking to two guys that as soon as we get money, that money's gone. So this is a good time for me to mention that donation tab again. Please push the button. John Gruden just had his press conference right before we got on the air here. It was at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Pretty calm and collected on that.
Yeah.
You knew they were going to stick it to him, and they did. Some takeaways. He says they made him an offer early on. Nowhere close to the Bears' offer. Not surprising.
Yeah.
Didn't want to drag this out anymore and force Mack to play. There were some rumors I saw circulating that some players thought Mack would show up Sunday. But who knows, man? It's all hearsay.
Right.
The team has been addressed and spoken to. John did not want to comment on what the reaction were. I mean, it's obvious guys are sad, but it's time to move on. If you've seen Derek Carr's post on Twitter, I think that pretty much sums it up. This wasn't the goal. This wasn't the end game. They said the decision was made at the final hour. I'm going to believe that, man. I'm just going to believe it.
I gotta believe it too, man. Because there's something else that Gruden said in the conference is that he's one of the reasons why he's here. Like, Mack was one of the reasons why he came back.
Yeah.
Right? You had a star on both sides of the ball. That's what you're looking for, right? Yeah. If you hope to achieve success, you have to have a star on the offensive side of the ball, which is Carr in his eyes, right? And in most of our eyes, there's some doubters out there.
Yeah.
But then you also had Mack on the defensive side of the ball, and you can build around two cornerstones.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That was the goal. I believe the man when he says that.
Yeah.
But things went the way that they went, man. And they just could not match the money that they wanted, man. That's just the truth, man.
And we could sit here and speculate all day, but I'm not one to speculate, man. I get what was told to me. I was getting information the whole time. Never once was trade mentioned. And I think they put out that trade offer out there. Hey, if we're going to trade, this is what we want. Expecting maybe not a whole lot of responses.
Right.
Bam, responses. So that's what happened. But they couldn't, at the end of the day, in regards to that offer, they really couldn't resist the Bears' offer. John did cite salary cap issues, not this year, but going down the road, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
You got 2 major contracts on the roster. That's going to handcuff you going forward. At this point, the team gets younger. More draft picks, and we move on. We got the young pass rushers. We move on. Of course, Mack was here on that line. It'd be an avalanche. It'd be an absolute shitstorm for opposing quarterbacks. But that's not to say it still cannot be.
That's true. That is true.
I got faith in these young cats, man. Everybody was excited during preseason, seeing a pass rush, obviously in the preseason, but it was effective. Let's see if we can carry that over. Hey, to me, this season just got more interesting. So
yeah.
They declined to get into the negotiations and the player response, as I mentioned. John says he was not involved in the negotiating process at all. I believe, so this is where I guess the rubber meets the road in regards to speculation. I agree with that to a point. I think John's got enough on his hands, evaluating the talent on this roster, coaching through the OTAs, coaching through the preseason and camp. He's He's not in there negotiating, man. It's Tom Delaney and Reggie McKenzie's job. And at the end of the day, Mark Davis is the sales manager, right?
That's right.
We're selling cars. At the end of the day, they got to take this offer to the boss, and he signs off on it.
That's right.
Mark wanted Mac in here. Think what you want about Mark. Everybody wanted Mac here. If you think the Raiders did not want Mac on this team, you're tripping.
Right.
But they weren't going to mortgage the future of this organization to do so.
Right.
I think they were willing to do that to a point, and it got too far past that point. So they dug in and they said, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And this is where we are now. So
and you know what? Just a point to make to that, because there's been a lot of questions as to what Gruden's plans are. Is he here for the short term or for the long term? A move like this actually lets you know that he is here for more of a long term than a short term, right? Because the short term answer would be like, yeah, sign Mac, because that gets us to be successful right now, right here, right?
yeah,
For him to be willing to part with Mac and get the draft picks to help us get younger and plan towards the future, it lets you know that he's in it at least for a little bit of a long haul, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Take that as you will.
You ready to change the subject?
Yeah, let's change the subject, man.
All right, let's move on. After trading away a 2018 third-round draft pick, the Raiders have waived Martavis Bryant as a former Steeler wide receiver. See what I did there? Is apparently facing a year-long suspension after violating the league's substance abuse policy yet again.
Yeah.
Couldn't stay away from the devil's lettuce. Couldn't stop.
Hey, man, I mean, there's not too many people that can, bro. Let's just be honest, man. There's not a lot of people out there that can. So you can't be too mad at him. But you know what, man? This is one of those things where you can have your opinion, like you're stupid. Come on, like what the hell are you doing when your career's on the line? But it's also one of those things like times are changing, man, and people got to be more honest and more aware of the fact that those old school thoughts and the way that the perception of marijuana, right, is not what it used to be. So I think that the NFL also got to look at itself in terms of its rules, man. There's a lot of benefits that are out there that are being, said to help out with CTE and all that kind of stuff. So, I hope somewhere down the line this isn't an ongoing problem, man. As long as these dudes ain't going on the field high out of their minds, right?
Yeah.
I kind of have to disagree with this whole suspension, man. There's fighters that do it too, man. And I'm like, really? You're gonna suspend him for that? But dude with juiced up to the gills,
Yeah.
he gets right back out there.
Well, let's not speculate. Again, we're speculating because we really don't know what he violated.
Yeah, I mean, we are
know.
speculating, but I kind of think that that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, he could have tried to been, shove a winter up his nose.
Well, if that's the case, if that's what it is,
He could have been on
then
that.
I gotta disagree with you. Okay,
could-
I gotta disagree
yeah.
with him 100%. I'm like, you're stupid for doing that.
Could have been on that. Ooh wee.
Ooh wee.
We don't know, man. We don't
Yeah.
know. He might have been on that Seabass GHB.
Hey,
Yeah. It's a Seabass because it's got the 11 stamped into
that
it.
Molly, bro.
Yeah.
This party. He's got fucking highlighters.
I won't go into that. I was going to say I got a story that involves glow sticks and you remember that. I told you that story.
Yeah, you did. You did. You told me that.
That might be for the next podcast, for the spinoff podcast.
We might have to save that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
you gotta have a good story to start off the show with, bro. Start off with a bang.
Yeah, literally. But we don't know. He might have been on that Ringwald. We really don't know. That Pretty in Pink, we don't know. All right, so this quick hit segment, not so quick.
Yeah, not quick at all.
Raiders transaction. So let's go over this a little bit. We're not going to go over it in detail. I'm assuming if you're a Raiders fan, if you're informed, you've looked up the depth chart. I'm not going over all 53 player names right now.
Right.
Anything jump out at you? Anybody that you're surprised made it / didn't make it?
Well, okay. I'm surprised, but also not surprised. Johnny Holton, man.
Yeah.
Johnny Holton is still on this team. As a matter of fact, it looks like he moved up in the depth charts to our 3 receiver, man. According to what it looks like on the depth chart. What it look like. You already know my feelings about the guy, but I hope, like I say every year, if I have a negative take on any player, prove me wrong. Johnny Holton, prove me wrong. Go out there, be successful. Do your damn thing.
Yeah.
And all will be forgiven, man.
Yeah. I mean, tremendous gunner on special teams,
Yeah.
but just fragile catching the ball,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Fast dude. We'll see. I was surprised it was 8 men that moved to practice squad and not Holton, but maybe Holton's not eligible for practice squad. I think maybe that's what it is.
Okay.
Again, I'm no know-it-all and all this stuff. You know what I mean?
We don't know how all that works, man. And we ain't about to go try to figure it out right now.
Yeah,
we got a show to do.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a show to do, damn it. I ain't got time to get things right. I'm in the media.
Tweet us, man. Tweet at us, man. Tell us how we have that up, man.
Mario Edwards gone. He was a darling player on this squad for a while, and then turned into, I can't believe this guy's still here for a lot of fans. I always pulled for Mario Edwards all the way up to the end.
Hey, man, he was the guy that I was looking to have the most improved last season, right? I think last season we touched on like who we expected to have a big breakout season. I really liked what I saw in the offseason from Mario Edwards. He looked motivated. He looked rejuvenated. He looked healthy, right? Which is what we always thought was the problem, was that he wasn't up to par with his health. And so last season came and went. Now, you could put that on him. You could also put it on a whole bunch of other things that went wrong last season.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is this season, the guy did not stand out. I'm sorry, he didn't stand out. But those young cats, they stood out.
Hell yeah.
So when you see that, you tell yourself, like, what am I going to do? I'm going to take these young, hungry cats.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to take a dude that's been on here for a few years and has yet to show me what we thought he could do.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the bottom line. That's what they did. They said, you know what, Edwards, man, we'll try to trade you.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen. So we're just going to have to let you go, bro.
So he's a Giant now.
Yeah.
He's on the New York Giants. You know, these young cats, time to show and prove. We got Frosty Rucker in there now. Sounds like a Dairy Queen special. Frosty young cat, man. Good luck. Good luck, Frosty.
That's a Wendy's, bro. That's the Wendy's, bro. It's that Frosty, bro.
That Frosty Rucker. Yeah, that's a cool name. He's Stone Cold Frosty Rucker. Tank Carradine, obviously on the roster. Glad to see both Brown and Calhoun make it. I think, you know, last year Calhoun was sort of a whipping post for this fan base.
Yeah.
More or less. I would not say Calhoun personally. I would say McKenzie was the whipping post for drafting Calhoun.
Right.
And now you see, you know, Calhoun flashed in the preseason.
He definitely did, man.
So I'm glad he earned a spot on this roster. Let's see what he can do. He was actually playing like the disruptive and edge rusher that he was out in Michigan State.
Right.
So, man, hopefully Calhoun can make a play or two this year.
And Brown, man.
Yeah.
And Brown.
Yeah.
You know what? They both look good in the preseason. Again, it's preseason. So we're really going to see what they're really about come week 1. But I'm glad that these guys are getting an opportunity, man.
Yeah.
And hopefully they're hungry and they take advantage, man. Take advantage of this opportunity because, in all honesty, for Calhoun especially, this is probably your last one, bro.
Yeah.
It's probably your last one.
Like I said,
so make it happen.
Especially with this draft class.
Yep.
With this salary cap room next year. Going to be a lot more turnover on this roster. Expect that.
That's right.
And let me ask you this before we move forward. Would you rather have Frosty Rucker or would you rather have Danico Autry back here at this point? You know I'm a big Danico Autry fan, man. Country hands, Danico Autry, bro.
Hey, but you know what, though? Listen, Autry showed up last season, right? He kind of caught the camera's eye, I would say, right? He caught our eye, definitely, and we were pretty sad to see him go. But he hadn't done much before that either.
No.
So
it's Danico Autry.
So you know what? I'm not on that boat, man. I'm cool. I'll take what we got right now.
Yeah.
Over Autry.
Yeah.
Nothing against you, Danico. You'll always be remembered in our hearts, bro.
I think Victor did not make the squad. Victor, I believe, was picked up by the Buccaneers. He's on the Buccaneers practice squad. Justin Simmons claimed off waivers by the Seahawks. This is what surprised me today. The Raiders waived David Sharp and Ian Silberman. Sharp, not athletic enough. He's a strong wall of offensive tackle.
Yeah.
But I did the film breakdown of him last year. It was obvious he didn't have that quick step. Couldn't really protect against fast pass rushers. Got beat to the inside and the outside often. Quick spin moves, inside steps, really got the best of him.
He was always over his feet, man. So, like, you know, when I say that his shoulders were not, You want to, like, when you get set to pass block, you don't want to be reaching, right?
No.
You don't want to have your upper body overextended. And it always seemed like this dude was overextended, reaching, falling past guys as they went by him.
Yeah.
That's just not a good look, man. And that gets your quarterback killed, bro.
You want to be squared up, locked and loaded, and ready to explode
That's
into
it,
that
man.
chest pad.
That's it.
And we just weren't seeing that. But why this is shocking is, Silberman was apparently impressing coaches. I mean, that's what we heard early on. Maybe that wasn't sustained. But this is where I was shocked, is that you got two guys that were there all camp. And then at the final hour, they're gone.
Right.
And then you bring in TJ Clemmings and Justin Murray. I know these guys are a little bit more athletic, but if you look at the numbers on these guys on the tape, they're not really vast improvements either.
Right.
So really, I was asking Rory, I was asking others to pickle. I was like, teach me on this. What am I missing on this? And he said, it's just really a style thing. These guys fit Cable style. And I said, man, couldn't we have figured that out like 4 weeks ago?
Right. Right.
But it is what it is. So those guys are gone. Mario Edwards again claimed by the Giants. Antonio Hamilton claimed off waivers by the Giants. The Hamilton one was the one that for me was surprising.
Yeah.
I like Antonio Hamilton.
He looked great, man.
Yeah.
He looked great. And like I said, you could tell the dude has work ethic, man. Hard work ethic. He was doing everything he could to make this team, So props to him for getting picked up by somebody, man. I'm happy for him. Hopefully, he has success. But it's a tough situation, man. You want to put the best out there, and I hope that this coach. I believe that this coaching staff really, honestly believes that they put the best 53 on this team.
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Yeah.
So that's what it is, man. And Daryl Worley obviously facing a 4-game suspension. And Melvin, a little shaky in the preseason. We saw some good things. We saw some bad things. But this is it. Conley, Melvin, those are your starting corners. And DRC in the slot.
Yeah.
And you got Nick Nelson in there. I feel pretty good, man.
I think there's a lot of upside to our corners this year. And, I mean, if you want to just look at our recent years, you can't argue with me, right? But I think there's something to look forward to in Nelson. I think this guy, somewhere throughout the year, he evolves and emerges as one of the favorites to play on a regular basis. Maybe he bumps one of those guys. It's possible.
Nelson's going to get a pick this year. Book it.
There you go.
You want to make a bet?
I don't want to make a bet.
You don't want to bet against that, do you? Yeah.
I think you will.
All right, cool.
All right, bro.
All right.
Why you trying to take my money for?
Fist bump.
Why you trying to put me as the enemy, bro? I'm a Raider fan, bro.
Your practice squad right now is Ryan Juracek, tight end Paul Butler, linebacker Jason Kabinda. Congratulations, Kabinda. You cleared waivers, made it to the squad. Marcel Aitman. I'm excited about. I like Aitman. I just like his size. I like big wide receivers, man.
Yeah.
I always have. Dalen Leavitt, Saeed Blacknall, and Gabe Bright, defensive tackle Gabe Bright. That's your practice squad right now. Maximum 10 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I just say 8? Something like that. Can't count. Hashtag math. But that's where we're at right now, and that's your starting 53. That's kind of how it shakes out. So it's time to move into our next segment.
Yeah.
Silver and black facts. You ready to do this?
Yeah.
This is gonna be a short one.
Fact.
Brought to you by Pro Football Focus. Keep up with all Raiders PFF grades and stats. Follow them on Twitter at PFF_Raiders. That's at PFF_Raiders. I omitted some of these because these guys are not factors, not on the team anymore. But just really quick, getting through this. Raiders wide receiver Keon Hatcher was the focal point of the offense against the Seahawks, grabbing all 8 of his catchable targets and finishing with a perfect 158.3 passer rating when targeted. Hatcher's 4.41 yards per route run is the most for any wide receiver that ran 20 or more routes this week. Hatcher, man, great job.
Yeah.
Fact.
By the way, Hatcher makes the 53-man roster.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
And Gruden noted his special teams abilities as one of the reasons that he had to put him on the team too.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that he scooped up 3 touchdowns, y'all. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
Pretty damn good.
Hopefully that evolves into something on a regular basis.
On a night that I like to call the Scrub Super Bowl, right? Because that's what it is for these guys. You hear it, it's the cliche. It'll be the biggest game of their life. Hatcher made the most out of it.
Yes, he did, man.
Him and Fadal Brown had a great game.
He made it absolutely impossible for this team to say, we're going to just let you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so here they are on the roster.
Wrong one.
Fact.
Fact. Raiders edge rusher Fadal Brown made one last push for a roster spot with an 86.9 overall grade against Seattle. His highest game grade this preseason. Brown had 2 QB pressures, 1 run stop, and 1 pass breakup in 39 total snaps.
Fact.
Big game, Fadal Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oakland edge defender Tank Carradine recorded a sack and 4 total pressures and 17 pass rush snaps against the Seahawks. Carradine ranked 3rd in pass rushing productivity amongst edge defenders with 15-plus pass rush snaps this week.
Fact.
And that's your silver and black facts. segment of the week.
Short. We kept it short and sweet. We told you. We
Yeah.
told you it was going to be short and sweet, man.
That's it.
It's a lot of guys that are gone. So we don't need to talk about them no more.
Guess what?
What?
The regular season starts right now.
Hell yeah, it does.
I know you're excited about that.
I'm excited, man.
We got Mikey Rayder coming up. It's about 7:45 here in the studio. The sun's setting. It's finally cooling down.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it is nice.
It's nice.
It is nice.
Wish a little more breeze was kicking up right now, but hey,
Hey.
can't have it all, right?
No, you cannot. We're going to take a short break. We're going to come back on the other side with YouTuber Mikey Rayder. Hope you guys enjoy.
Yep.
Peace. All right, we're just waiting for Rayder Mikey right now.
Yeah.
I figured we'll talk to you guys for a little bit. Song's over. By the way, you can get that song on my album, Something Massive. Just search Something Massive. Available on all outlets, iTunes, Spotify, Bandcamp, YouTube. If you go to my YouTube, you will see I have no listens because I did not promote that album. That was me learning stuff. Some of you guys hate that music, and I appreciate you also. You are welcome to hate that music. By the way, I want to take this time kind of off the air to talk about Che and I. We have a pet project coming up. It's going to be called Free Talk Fridays.
Yeah.
This is going to be a supplemental podcast where we talk about all things not Raiders. We will mention Raiders. We'll mention
Of course. It's
Warriors, Lakers, NBA.
It's our life, bro.
Yeah. We're going to talk sports on that show. We're going to talk about art, philosophy, probably stay away from politics.
Yeah.
Pop culture, music, food. All those things you enjoyed hearing us talk about in the off season is going to be that show. I'm going to try to invite some friends over to the Crow's Nest, hang out in the studio.
Hell yeah.
Have some drinks with us on air. It's not going to get wild. We want to stay, focused. We want to put together a good show for you guys. But I want you guys to stay tuned and look out for that. There may or may not be a weekly show. Guarantee we will start off with a slow start, maybe once a month, see how the response is. And we just want to put out more content for you. That'll be on the Raiders Podcast Network.
Yeah.
If my boss, Jim Jacks, lets me do it. And we're looking forward to that because we want to cut loose a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to, man. You got to.
Yeah.
Got to be able to cut loose.
The YouTube chat is popping right now.
Yeah, it is.
It is popping. Maybe I should just call Mikey and see what's up with Mikey really quick.
Do what you got to do.
All right. Let's see what's up.
Yep.
There's no video right now, Tom, because we are on break. Stay tuned. Again, this is an uncut version of the show, so the breaks are a little bit longer. This is all live, man. This is all live. It's not pre-recorded. Johnny Pham, I know you'd love to talk to him, Honky, because you got Johnny shook, bro. I see you. I see you. What's up, Tulare? Anyway, just waiting on Mikey Rayder right now. Wait for him to get back to me. He knows the deal. He knows 8 o'clock is go time. So just chat with you guys. In the meantime, if you guys have any questions, send them my way. I'm here to answer all questions. The Northwest Raider, this is not a no-pressure season, man. This is the first season for John Gruden. The expectation is high. You just signed a coach to a 10-year contract. The expectation's high. The expectation is to win. You just signed your coach to a $100 million contract. Don't lose sight of that, okay? Just because Mac's gone doesn't mean we're not expected to or we can't win. This is a high expectation season. Don't let the wind out of your sails, brother. A pirate ship cannot float without wind in its sails, and that's what it is right now.
That's right. So breathe and blow that sail.
Absolutely, 3 Ring Raiders. We are over the Mac trade. The Mac trade happened. Like I said earlier in the show, nothing you and I are going to say that gets Mac back on a plane out here to Oakland. So, can Che cook? You know what? Che is low-key, lightweight, a great, great chef. We don't talk about that enough.
That's right.
He puts the Che in chef.
That's right. There is a Che in chef, man.
What I like about Che is he's not afraid to try new recipes.
Hell no.
You cook with Asian flair quite a bit. Some Thai.
I like to mix it up, bro.
Yeah.
I like flavor, period, right?
I see that coconut milk in your cabinet, dog. I see that lemongrass in your fridge, dog.
That lemongrass.
Yeah.
Yo, I like to mix it up, man. I'm one of those low key just like I just want to know everything that there is about cooking, man. I live my life watching the cooking channel for quite some time now.
Yeah.
I used to look at whatchamacallit, what is the show, man? What is the show where they compete against that one, the great chef, Iron Chef? But I was on that old school Iron Chef, not the new American Iron Chef show, the one that came out, not too long ago. I'm talking about like subtitles Asian Iron Chef, man. I don't know where they were filming it. Might have been like China or Korea or something like that. And these cats, they had all Asian Iron Chefs, but they all had they all did like different types of food, right? Japanese, Chinese, and they did Italian and whatever. I was on that, bro. I was always on it. I always wanted to know what foie gras was. I was like, what is that?
You know
and
what
now
it
I was
is
like,
now.
it's goose liver, bro.
That's it.
It's goose liver.
That's force-fed goose liver.
Now I wanna taste that goose liver, bro. But you know what? They used to use sea urchin roe a lot too, and I've had sea urchin, and it's not that great. I really don't like it. I couldn't go with it, man.
Yeah,
I couldn't get down with it, man.
It's got kind of a sweet flavor and a briny flavor to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't like the texture of it. I'm kind of a texture guy. I'm not a very picky eater, though. I will try everything at least once. Northwest Rayder, I'm glad Northwest Rayder says, excuse me, he says he's on the top mast with a pint of rum and a grin. He's ready to pillage on. Yeah, he's got 5 years. Don't show up to work with that mentality, Northwest Rayder. Not poking fun at you, but you can't show up to work with that work ethic. If you got 5 years on a 10-year contract, it doesn't mean, I got time to get this done. I'll wait till year 4. It means you're getting paid $100 million regardless in this contract. It's time to execute now. The minute John Gruden walked in that door, regardless of the contract, expectations were high. Raider Nation was over their skis about this, man, and that has not changed. So, yes, I agree. Hurst, Key, and Hall will decide the success of this season. I would agree with that, at least on the defensive side of the ball. And the secondary, this improved secondary, or I should say new look secondary. We don't know if it's improved yet. But let's move forward. Mikey, man, where you at, brother?
Just real quick, man. NW Raider. He was he said that old school a la cuisine, bro. For those of you who don't watch Iron Chef, man, the chairman of the show, if you will, always has this little quick saying right before the show starts. Something like really ridiculous. But the old school dude used to have on this like long sleeve shirt with like the frilly shit. Like he looked like he was a swashbuckler, bro. He looked like he was on a pirate ship.
It's fancy.
Yeah, that shit coming out his neck.
That Seinfeld pirate shirt.
He always take a bite of like a bell pepper or an onion and then look at the camera like real seductively, bro. Oh, man. Used to crack me up. My brother hated it. He's like, why are we watching this shit?
Bobby Wasabi wants to know where the good Chinese food is in Gilroy. I'm not a big Chinese food guy, so I'm maybe the last person to ask, but there are 2 spots that are pretty good. These are fusion places. The one place I really like is, what's the name of that spot? The Ginger Cafe.
That is pretty good.
Yeah, it's good food. They got
Pretty
dim
good.
sum over there, pretty fire. They got a spicy, crispy chicken that I really like. They got some good soups over there. I go with Ginger Cafe, and then there's another place in Gilroy. It's called Pineapple Village. Yeah, Pineapple Village, another fusion spot. I've heard it's good. Again, I don't really eat there. Ask Che. I cut the sugar out of my diet. I cut the carbs out of my diet, which means not much Chinese food for me. Here's the thing about Chinese food, though. I don't ever crave it, but once I eat it, I'm like, damn, this is good.
Yeah.
I'm a big noodles guy, though.
A lot of flavor, bro. There's a lot of flavor in Chinese food, man.
Yeah.
That Szechuan,
Yeah.
that spicy,
Yeah.
You know, they got all the mixture in there.
The
bro.
garlic, and
Yeah.
the basil. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. I'm a big Thai guy, but I love Vietnamese food. For me, that's where it's at. I like the Vietnamese food. There's another like a Vietnamese fusion spot on the other side of town too. It's pretty good. But you can catch me at the noodle houses. Get some chow fun, get some pho. That's my lane right there. That's
Pho's, you know, pho is fun to try to make yourself too, man. It's not that hard. There's just a lot that goes into it.
It's not hard. It's just the prep.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just the
Yep.
prep. If you get the garlic in there, you get the onion in there, you get the lemongrass in there. That's your base ingredients.
Yeah.
And you can kind of go from there. But it's really all about that stock. The longer you have and the more bones you have to simmer, you just let that stock go 24 hours
There you go.
and then
There
get
you go.
started.
If you got that much time.
Yeah.
You could try to go ahead and make some quick. It's not going to be the best pho, but it's going to get the job done.
It is.
You could do a 2-hour pho, a 1-hour pho even, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone said, Jim Jack said ramen.
Yeah, ramen.
Yeah.
I like the ramen houses too. We got some good ramen houses up here in San Jose. I've been trying to get around and visit all of them. Also, a big Korean food guy, that bibimbap or whatever you want to call it.
Bibimbap?
Yeah.
What is that at?
It's like that. It's like that crispy hot rice bowl.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Sizzling rice bowl comes to your table with a cracked egg
Yeah,
in
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good
Oh,
stuff.
man.
Kimchi stew, all that Korean barbecue.
Yeah.
I like
Korean
food.
barbecue is legit, bro.
Fire.
Legit.
They're all over San Jose now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and
Man,
Nick-
I'm getting hungry.
I'm getting hungry too. Wop says he doesn't like Indian food. I love Indian food. I didn't like it the first time. I just didn't like the way it looked. And then I ate it. I was like, I don't know. And then about a week later, I was craving it. I like Indian food.
You see, I never get deterred by the look of food, man, because I know coming from the background, the culture that I come from, food doesn't always have to look great. As long as the flavor's there, though, it's gonna get the job done. So there's a lot of things that we eat in our Mexican cuisine that doesn't necessarily look appetizing at all times, man. Go ahead and look at somebody prepping up some menudo. I guarantee you, unless you've had it before, you're probably gonna have a second thought about it. You're probably gonna be like, yeah, I think I'll stay away from that today.
Yeah.
Not me though. Not me. I've seen it all the time, man.
It's looking like Mikey might be pulling a no-show. I know Mikey had a couple drafts today. I'm hitting up Kane right now. We might get into Kane's corner
All right.
early and then circle back and see if Mikey's available later.
Go.
I don't know, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Come on, Mikey, brother. I know you're a big YouTuber. Maybe Mikey's just too big time for us. Might be it. But keep firing questions at us, guys. We're here. We're just waiting right now. If not, man, the show must go on. We'll hit the caller segment and we'll come back. Mikey's at the Ginger Cafe. No, I think Mikey's down in L.A., Jim. Does Mikey have a job? I'm not sure, man. Mikey's a former actor. Mikey's got a part in an upcoming TV series. I know he makes revenue off his YouTube channel, or he did. I'm assuming he still does. He got quite the following. I don't know, man. It's not my business to pay attention to Mikey's money. I'm not the kind of person to do that.
I think he also makes I think dude makes some cash off of some voiceover stuff too, man. He lends his voice to some animated series.
What has he done, Shay?
You know what? Off the top of my head, you can put me on the spot like that. I don't know his IMDb by heart, bro.
Well, I did see, and I think you told me he did some voiceover work on Star Wars.
Yeah, there you go. There you
Yeah.
go. I did say that. I was looking at that.
He was in Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto, yeah, video games, man.
Yeah.
Shit. When I saw that, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Can me and Kenny get on one of those? A Grand Theft Auto with starring Kenny and Che.
And Kane, too. I feel like Kane would fit right
Kane
in.
would be perfect, man.
Yeah.
We would all be perfect on that.
What do we think of Derek Carrier? Man, I like Derek Carrier. Like John Gruden calls him, he's the Joker. He can do everything. I think Carrier's going to have a good season. Here's the thing about Derek Carrier and how and why he fits well on this roster. Jared Cook's in there, not the greatest pass blocker. Cook's basically a receiver off the line, right? He's that type of tight end. He's going to get you a lot of looks down in the red zone. He's a fast dude. I think he's a matchup problem for a lot of linebackers. When Lee Smith is in there, yes, he can catch the ball. He got a couple sneaky pass plays dialed up for Lee Smith, but
That's right.
He's mostly in there to block. He is a monster blocker as a tight end. Derek Carrier is the guy that can do both. Get you a guy that can do both, and that's Derek Carrier. So I like Derek. He's a good crossover fit on this roster. As far as tight ends, I feel like we got one of each. We got the catcher, the blocker, and the hybrid.
real quick. Let me respond to a couple of these messages in the chat. Tulare all day. I didn't know that he was on DuckTales, but damn, now I like him even more because DuckTales is my shit back in the day. I was all about that Huey, Louie, and Dewey, bro. And then Bobby Wasabi said, if I could pull off being a hand model. Considering the fact that I broke my second knuckle, my middle finger knuckle doing some dumb shit, I don't think I can right now, man. My hands don't look that nice. Maybe before the hand injuries, bro. I played football, so I got a lot of scars and stuff too.
All right, Kane just got back to me and says he's ready. So we're going to go ahead and move forward with Kane's corner, and then we'll circle back and try to get Mikey on later. Hang in there, guys.
Yeah.
Those of you that are texting and messaging me that there is just audio, I know there's just audio. All right, I know that a few of you are hitting me up. I'm at the board here. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to put you guys on mute for 1 second. I'm going to get Kane on the phone, and we'll get into this right now.
Where's Tay? What's up, Tay?
What's good, brother?
All right, and we're back on the air with Kane's Corner, brought to you every week by NFLShop.com. Please support the show. Go to PJ4F.com. Click through the NFLShop.com banner. Anything that you buy through our website via NFLShop.com, we get a little piece of that pie, and it goes towards stocking this pirate ship with rum every week. Kane's Corner, man, it's great to have you back on. We missed you last week. How are you living, Kane?
What's up, Kenny and Che? It's good to be back, man. Just chilling, man. Got some barbecue going today. Had a little barbecue flanking ribs and potato salad and greens to enjoy the day and to say goodbye to Mac. That's about it, bro. Just trying to take shit in stride, man.
There you go.
So let's talk about the shit in stride, as it were, the elephant in the room. Che and I already kind of gave our thoughts on the Mac situation. We wanted to talk these guys down off the ledge early on, and we wanted to bring you on because I got to talk to you a little bit last night. You called me last night. I was at a party. Shout out to my lady and her family for taking care of me. We had a nice party. It was her grandma's 88th birthday. If you saw it on Twitter, we had the big bucket of ceviche, the cooler of chelas, cold beers.
That's it. Chelas. Ooh. I saw somebody say, where's the alcohol? Where's the beer at? And you're like, bro, chelas equals beers. And
I aptly titled that the Khalil Mack Trade Survival Kit.
Yeah.
is all you need with some home cooking and some cold beer. But let's get into that. Kane, how are you surviving this Khalil Mack trade? Share your thoughts with our listeners.
Well, it's basically like this. The Raiders wasn't going to pay him the money that he got. And so when they saw Aaron Donald get $87 million guaranteed, I guess that's when they got on the phone and started making phone calls. It's just that plain and simple. He wasn't going to get paid more than Carr.
No, no, not at all, not at all. And I think that the league's ready to move forward with that philosophy, that pay philosophy. But obviously the Raiders aren't. And the Raiders are looking long-term to keep the salary cap high and clear and continue to stock this team with fresh talent every year and really lean on the strength of their drafts. Now, I say that, and we jettisoned a lot of 2017's draft picks already. We've had some draft failures prior to that. Really, it hasn't been since 2014 that we really nailed the draft.
That's right.
The one that included Khalil Mack, as it were. But we got some talent this year that we're all very excited about, and we got an arsenal of picks for the next 2 years in the early rounds to reload this roster, a bevy of pass rushers coming out this next season. Talk these guys down, Kane. Tell them why this is not a time to panic for Raider Nation.
Absolutely, it's not a time to panic. It's a time to be happy. We got a bevy, like you said, a bevy of draft picks. We got a good young defensive line right now. We got some promising pass rushers. We got a promising future. Keeping Khalil Mack was just not in the plans for the money that he was asking. And which I heard the Raiders offered him $20 million a year. I don't know what's the difference between $20 and $23 million when you're talking that much money, but apparently he wanted $23 million. And the Raiders just wasn't going to balk. So here we are. That's really all it is. So just look at it like this. We got a bevy of draft picks, a young team. You know what I'm saying? Going forward, we won't know what this trade brings us for the next 3-4 years anyway. We really won't know because we won't know until we get the draft picks. What we do know is we got a young defense. It looks great. It's looked really good without Khalil Mack, and we just have to see what we look like Monday night. You can't go backwards. You got to go forward. Khalil Mack is gone. You got to say goodbye. It's over.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah. I'm not tripping. Shay's not tripping. Kane's not tripping. Yo, if you're tripping, you're tripping.
Well said. Well said.
It's time to move on.
You way out. Tripping.
It's time to move forward. Like my man said, it's time to pillage on, as we say here on the Pillaging Podcast. There's no time for half-stepping. There's no time for crying. There's no crying in football.
Hell no.
For one. There's no crying in Raider Nation.
No.
I got to say, I was quite perturbed by the reaction. I understood people were angry, but man, the amount of people, I don't know what I'm going to do anymore. This organization. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the patronizing tone.
Yeah.
But I'm sick and tired of you Raider fans not manning up and not showing some backbone when these things go down.
That's right.
This is adversity. Get used to it.
Yeah.
Every time somebody calls a penalty on this team, I see you crying. Every time we lose a close one, I see you cry. Every time we pass up on a draft pick, I see you cry. It is what it is. Either you're a fan.
Stop the purse swinging.
That's it.
Stop swinging your purses, ladies. It's not that bad.
The best be a brick in that purse because we play dirty. Get used to it. Mac didn't want to play ball. See you later.
That's it, man.
Bye.
That's it.
Now I'm not making a comparison between Larry Brown and Khalil Mack. But back when Gruden first showed up and this locker room was in disarray, just like it was this offseason, you had a guy that we overpaid for, Larry Brown, who was coming off a fantastic Super Bowl performance, and we signed him up. And he gets into camp and he's complaining to John Gruden. He said, why am I not getting first-team reps? I should be getting first-team reps. John calls his assistant in the room, sits across from Larry Brown, tells the assistant, get this guy a one-way ticket back to Dallas. I want him to fuck off my roster right now.
Peace.
Who you think you're dealing with?
That's right, man. That's right.
That's what it is.
Hey, man, you either got to get on board or you're going to miss the boat, bro.
Walk the plank.
You're going to miss the
boat. Get
on
or get stepped on.
That's it, bro.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, man. So what's the silver and black lining to all of this? Spell it out for these listeners.
The silver and black lining to all of this. Really, I'm going to just keep it real. You can't really have a silver lining out to all of this until 4 years. Ask me in 4 years, and I'll give you the silver lining.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We're going to steady the course. I'm at the wheel of this shitstorm right now. We're gonna be fine. Okay.
Yo, I mean, honestly, man, if you want to look at it, and if you gotta say like, let's pinpoint the silver lining right now, this minute. It's the potential of the youth, bro.
Yeah, PJ Hall, Arden Key, Maurice Hurst.
It's the potential of the youth, and maybe potential isn't much to anybody else, but it is to us because it's what we got.
Hey, a quick ICU. Somebody tweeted out the other day, Maurice Hurst's heart exploded when he saw the news. Bro, that ain't cool. Yeah. Don't say that. Don't play with the man's health.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
So, Kane, a couple things for your segment. I know you're running some fantasy football leagues right now, notably the Pillaging Just For Fun Fantasy Football League. Did you manage to fill up all your spots in that league?
I did, and thank you, everybody, for joining. And the draft is September the 5th at 5 p.m. I'll see y'all out there.
All right. Where are you guys doing the draft at? Online?
It's online, yeah. Okay,
cool. Yeah, because this draft is worldwide. I like the in-person drafts, but something like this, you just can't do it in person. There's people all over the place.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining you had a draft today. Did you do any fantasy football drafts today, Kane?
I did. We actually did the draft for the Pillaging Just For Fun blog league with all the commenters from that website or from our website. And we did the draft today. And I just want to say, I got Saquon Barkley and Melvin Gordon.
There you go. That's good. That's a good draft right there.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Give these guys some advice as far as fantasy football this year. Who are some guys that are on your radar? Actually, let's not talk about that. The slam dunks, those are easy. Who are guys that people are going to be, sort of lured into drafting that are going to be a mistake down the line? What's a mistake this year?
That's a good one right there. That's good.
A mistake draft for this year might be people think Kenny Golladay is going to get a lot of run for Detroit. I think you can go a different route. Looking at that, I think that would be a big mistake to draft him early. Another player you want to stay away from is probably going to be Marshawn Lynch. To be honest with you, I think Marshawn Lynch is going to split a lot of his carries with the backfield, Doug Martin, possibly DeAndre Washington or Rashard. So he's not going to be a bell cow like everybody thinks. He's probably going to do a lot of split up. So you might want to stay away from him as well, too. That's just two players that I think you can either pick up later in the draft or just wait and maybe see what happens after the first couple of weeks.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. And who's the sleeper in your draft? Who's the sleeper in your opinion?
A sleeper pick would be Andrew Luck. People think Andrew Luck is he didn't look so good, hasn't looked good, hasn't really played well. But I think once the season starts, he's got a running game now. He's got a wide receiver. The offensive line isn't playing well, but he's Andrew Luck, and I think that's the sleeper pick if you're a 2-quarterback league like we are.
Now you're involved in a few leagues. I think one of my favorite aspects of fantasy football are some of these team names.
Yeah.
You got a favorite team name that you've seen this year, Kane?
A favorite team name?
Yeah, fantasy football team name. Have you seen anything that jumps out? Jay, feel free to jump in on this too.
I got one, bro. I got one that made me chuckle because I hadn't seen it until the draft started for us yesterday. And I'm happy to say he's my relative too. He brings the laughs. He's staying true to the family. He put out there, Happy Sock. Now go ahead and just let that image hit your mind.
He really named his team after a Fifi.
Happy Sock, bro.
A Fifi. Man.
We got a team name called Gruden's Inflated Visor. Now, who would ever think of some shit like that, huh?
I like that.
Man.
Are they trying to say he got a big head because he traded Khalil Mack or what?
Now, one of the guys here in the YouTube chat, I'm just going to throw you a curveball here, Kane, because we're kind of flying off the cuff. I wanted to keep this nice and open. Mm-hmm. We discussed the elephant in the room. We got over that. Now, some of the I'm digressing here.
There you go.
Folks had hit me up and said, don't spend all the show on Khalil Mack. Look, we're not going to. We got that out of the way. You know what our thoughts are. Boom. Done.
Yeah.
But let's move forward, right? So I'm not picking on you, NW Rayder, but NW Rayder did say that this is now a low expectation season. I disagree with that.
That's right.
What are your thoughts, Kane? Is the pressure higher now without Mac? Is it lesser? Is it the same? What's your take on this season for the Oakland Raiders?
My take is still the same. I still say we 9-7. We were playing. Look, man, we haven't seen Khalil Mack since last year. So in all sense, Khalil Mack has not been on this team, and they still been playing, and they still look good. So, like I said, my expectations didn't change with Khalil Mack coming back or Khalil Mack getting traded. It was still the same, 9-7. This team can still win 9 games with the roster and team that they have. I truly, honestly believe that. I really do.
All right. And you ready for this L.A. Rams game, this Monday night opener? We're going to see you out there in A-Lot. Me, you, and Che, you and I.
Yeah.
I check my grammar. Che, you and I, we had a good time last week out there, I should say 2 weeks ago out there in A-Lot. We went out for the final home preseason game.
That's right.
A couple highlights from that tailgate. There was a lot of stories told. Che, you told us a story that happened at your place of work recently. You don't have to mention your place of work. We are here on the air. But if you could kind of detail what happened, because I thought this story was amusing.
A place of work. I mean, you got to refresh my mind, man.
Not you, Che. Sorry, Kane. I'm staring at you.
Okay, yeah. I'm like, what?
And I'm talking to Kane. Kane, you told us a story about something that went down at work. It was podcast related. Do you want to kind of give us the details of that story?
Yeah, I'm at work talking with a coworker, and we were standing around talking. And as I was walking away, mind you, we have shirts that we wear at work that they bought us last year. They're little baseball shirts. On the front, it has our name on the front, or the name of our place of work on the front, and then on the back, it has we were able to put like our nickname or whatever name we wanted. And so obviously, I put Kane on the back of my shirt. And so as I'm walking away from the coworker who I'm talking to, I hear somebody say, Kane. Now, I'm tripping because I'm thinking, like, the teacher usually calls me my name, my real name. And so I turned around thinking it was the teacher, and it was actually somebody else walking in my place of work, and happened to see the shirt with my name on the back. And then they was like, Kane from Pillaging Podcast? And I'm turning around, I'm like, yeah, what's up? And they like, we listen to your show every week, man. Just want to say, thank you for all the work you guys put in, and we listen to the show and blah, blah. It was just a real weird kind of experience because I'm not used to people walking up to me saying they listen to me on the radio. So, yeah, there you go. And we getting a lot of people listening to us.
What was his follow-up question? This is the part I found amusing. What was his
follow-up? Oh, wow. He asked me, where's Kenny and Che? Can you believe that? Like, I'm at work, dude. I don't know they at work.
I like that. I like that story. Just to set it straight, the three of us, we're tight, but we don't cruise around in the mystery van. We don't hang out 24/7. We'd like this to be our job.
Hell yeah.
And again, I'll mention that donation button. Make sure you donate to the show. You can find it on our Twitter bio. You can find it on pj4f.com. And, of course, it's on the banner here on our YouTube page, on our main page. But, man, we appreciate that. I've been recognized at a couple spots, too, and it's cool. It's really cool. To us, it's validation that we're getting out there, that you appreciate our voices. And it is. It's a lot of work, man. We do put work into the show. So we thank you that you appreciate us. We appreciate you. The Pillaging Nation is big.
Yeah, it is, man.
Growing.
It's only growing bigger, man.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing, man.
So we appreciate the support. Kane, man, what you got going on this week? What time you going to meet us at the game? We're going to be there early. We're going to try to get into that front gate. My guess is, even though this is Monday night and these primetime games at the Coliseum, they're usually the tailgate is slow to start. Folks is, they're at work, they're at school, they're doing their thing.
Right.
But I got a feeling that the expectations for this game are high. It's very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of excitement around this season, even though Mac's not here.
Yeah.
I think the wind is out of the sails for a lot of people. But come, Sunday night on the eve of our kickoff, you're going to be juiced. So what time are you getting to the game, Kane? We're going to see you there at A-Lot?
Absolutely. I'll probably be there around 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, what time you talking about getting out there?
Well, I think the gates open at 2 o'clock. So I think we got to the preseason game about 1:30, waiting in line. I think we got to get there by 12:30, Che.
Okay.
I think 12:30 we're gonna get in line. If we're early,
That works for me, man.
hey man, we just start tapping that cooler real quick.
That's right.
But yeah, get there early, Kane, because we're gonna be setting up. We're gonna record as soon as we're set up. As soon as we're in there, I'd say around 2:30 is when we want to start recording, because it does get noisy and we want to get on the air quick. But this gonna be a test run for us.
Hell yeah.
Because we did one show last year. We got a little bit bigger setup this year, and we are going to try out a live stream. So thanks to all the strength of your donations, we got all that gear. Everything is set up, and I'm going to have some T-shirts out there. So if you want a Pillaging T-shirt, come find us in A-Lot. We're going to be towards the front row.
Or I might find you. I might be on the prowl in that parking lot, bro.
You was
slinging cards and stickers and T-shirts, bro.
You was rambling out there. Shout out to RayderRamble.com.
Hey, let me ask y'all. Let me touch on something real quick, and I hate to go backwards, but I wanted to bring this up. What does this trade do? And I'm wondering too for Amari Cooper in a couple years. We still got to deal with Siegel. And we got Cooper coming. Is he going to hold out next year for more money if he balls out this year? I know people saying, oh, he's not going to deserve a big contract or whatever because he hasn't played well or he didn't play well last year. But the kid has basically balled out prior to last year. Right. And if he does this year, which I'm expecting him to do in Gruden's offense, what's going to happen when it's time to pay him? You know, so this thing with Khalil Mack, it leaves a big question for the Raiders management. Are you willing to pay your people the money that they command when their contracts come up? Or are you going to just continue to do it the New England Patriots way and just not pay players and just keep going through the draft? You know, yeah. I'm really looking forward to seeing that.
Well, I think John Gruden has shown that he's a big fan of Bill Belichick. He speaks very highly of him. Bill is very much involved in roster moves over there. John's going to be involved here too. I said earlier he was not involved in these negotiations. I think he was to a bit, like I said, to a point. And you know, Reggie gets input from his coaching staff. He has been getting input since Jack Del Rio, so that's going to continue. And John's going to get the guys he wants. Cable's going to get the guy he wants. Gunther's going to get the guy he wants. They're making decisions as a team. That's the word coming out of the organization. I'm just going to roll with that. Yeah. I'm going to believe it. But that raises a good point, Kane. Yeah, one thing I wanted to ask you about, and this is, again, another kind of tangent, just pivoting here. You know, the Raiders cut both E.J. Manuel and Connor Cook this week. The Raider Nation was, you know, had their pitchforks out. Yeah. They weren't happy with either one of them. I think they were showing off E.J. in that final preseason game, maybe hoping to get something for him. Mm-hmm. You know, just something. You know, didn't happen. They cut both of those guys, and we bring in A.J. McCarron, and Gruden says he's still looking out there for another arm possibly. What'd you think about the McCarron pickup, Kane? I personally think it's a strong backup situation to have.
I think he's a good backup. I think he's better than both Cook and Manuel. So I think Gruden made the right decision there. Look, Gruden worked with all these guys at camp. So he knows, or he thinks he knows what he's got in some of these guys he worked with prior to them, you know, coming into the NFL. So if he thinks A.J. McCarron can get up to speed in the time it takes to get to learn the offense and the determination in the offense, and he can run the offense if Derek Carr gets hurt, then I have to roll with that, you know?
Yeah. I just got word right now from Mikey Rayder. He's ready to go. So we're going to get him on the show tonight. That doesn't mean we're in a rush right now, but I do want to wrap this up really nice. We're going into the regular season. We can finally start talking about games. Kane, give me one major key to this game against the LA Rams coming up on Monday night.
Stop the run.
One more time.
Stop the run.
There you go.
Stop the run. Put the game in Jared Goff's hands, right? Goff had a good season last year. But Goff now has a whole season of tape out there. His tendencies are out there. You know, I feel good about that. Mm-hmm. Who's the guy that we can lean on now to stop the run? Because let's be honest, I think that nobody really underrated Mac at all, but I think the run-stopping ability Mac had was overlooked by his pass-rushing ability, and that's no knock on him, but who's the run-stopper on this squad now?
Mo Hurst.
Yeah.
P.J. Hall.
There you go.
Right up the middle. Disruptive forces right there in the middle of the line. I think that's it. I think you nailed it.
That's it.
I think you nailed it. Che, what's one of your keys to the game this week?
My key is how our offensive line holds up against that defensive lineman.
Yeah,
that's it. It's a battle of the big men up front.
Yeah,
and keeping Carr clean. Are we going to be able to do that? we'll see, man. I hope so.
I
hope so.
This Rams team is not a team that presents many weaknesses, but I will say their one weakness, if any at all, is that offensive line. Just kind of going top to bottom on that line. The one guy that really stands out is Saffold, right? We've heard that name in Raider Nation before.
Right.
He's the guy that grades out the highest on the offensive line. So, like Kane said, the key to this is going to be stopping the run. And when we do, because I feel like we will, it's really going to be about, getting to Jared Goff, which I think we can. This is a great test week one. You don't have the best offensive line in front of you. It's, most definitely not the worst, but that's a great test. You got a middle-of-the-road offensive line. That's exactly what we need. That's a good barometer for how effective this rush is going to be. My key to the game is going to be the wide receivers against this revamped cornerback duo in L.A.
Yep.
You got Marcus Peters over there. Now you got Talib. I really feel like, that's the third key to this game. Spotlight now is on Derek Carr.
Yep.
We talked about it. We had two cornerstone pieces on offense and defense. Right now we know of one for sure, and that's Derek Carr. Khalil Mack's not here anymore. So pressure is now on Derek Carr and Jordy Nelson and Amari Cooper and whoever's going to be filling out that third position, whether it's Holton, whether it's Roberts, whether it's Harris, the pressure is going to be on these wide receivers to get the job done. The other thing I think, though, and this is not a key, but this is the other thing, Aaron Donald, right? Tremendous pass rusher. He gets into the backfield fast.
Yep.
And what I've seen in the past is somewhat of a trend in the NFL is when you got a dominant pass rusher, the way to neutralize that is run directly at it. We've seen the one weakness to Donald's game is his over pursuit of the run. Get him in the backfield, get the running back in front of him.
Yeah.
And try to create a hole.
Just
try to get in there.
There you go.
You got Osemele, you got Hudson, and you got Jackson in the middle of that offensive line. Got to get it done. Penn, man, you got to get up to speed. I'm really excited to see, who's starting at left and right tackle. I mean, the word is going to be Miller and Penn, so I'm rolling with that. But the middle of this line is set, and can we neutralize Aaron Donald and get Lynch rolling?
Yep.
Like the ball of butcher knives that he can be. And will we see Doug Martin live up to the coach's hype that we've been hearing all offseason?
I sure hope so. So
those are your keys to the game right there by Kane, Che, and myself. Stop the run.
Keep Carr clean.
Keep Carr clean and get downfield.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, man, it's been a pleasure having you on. We'll see you on the show next week because you're going to be sitting right next to us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. See y'all next week, bro. It's always good to be on the show. Glad to be back. I missed y'all last week.
Hell yeah. Great work, man. Always putting in work. Don't work too hard this week. Save your energy. Monday Night Football.
Yeah, bro.
Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.
Go Raiders, brother.
All right, that was Kane's Corner.
Yes, it was.
So we're going to take a short break. We're going to come back. We're going to hear from your calls. We're going to come back. I'm going to do a quick response to those. If they're all Matt calls, and my response, well, you already have my response. You got Che's response. You got Kane's response. Yeah. So we may just be listening to your calls and coming back with Mikey Rayder. So hang in there, y'all, and we'll be back shortly. We out here. Go Raiders.
Peace. Damn, chat's blowing up.
Hey, Kenny, Shay, and Kane. This is Steve Miranda from Arizona, also known by Taking It Back to 98 for my 12 followers. I want to say thank you guys for liking shout outs. But I just wanted to touch up on you saying that San Diego is a viable option if the Raiders decide to not rekindle the season. And O.Co. And I happen to have a buddy who's a sports writer that covers San Diego sports up there who happened to meet in my hometown, chopping it up, and we speak about sports now and again.
Pillaging Podcast. What's up, fellas? This is your boy P.E. calling from North Carolina again. You guys got a good show, man. You guys are you're quickly becoming one of the best shows in the Rayder podcast universe. I listen to you guys' show all the time, man. You got a good show going on. And I like the fact that you let the callers, the listeners, call in and voice their opinion a little bit. A lot of the other shows don't do that. You know, you're sitting there and you're listening and you want to say something, but you know, you can't really say anything. You just listen to the podcast. So I definitely like the fact that you guys let the callers or let the listeners call in and give their 2 cents. So like I said, man, good show. Keep it up, guys. But anyway, Gruden brought in another vet, Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, which is a good thing in my opinion, because you know he's got young guys in front of these veterans. So I think at the beginning of the season, you're gonna see a lot of young guys playing. And as the season goes on, when the young guys kind of get a little nicked up, a little banged up, you know, you're going to have veterans right there to step in and take their place and pick up the slack for them. And hopefully by the end of the season, the young guys that started will come back around and, you know, kind of get their legs back up under them a little bit and be ready for the postseason. You know, that's what I think his whole plan was for the vets in the first place, not to come in and let them start or have them start, but just to kind of be there in the background until they're needed, you know, and then let them step in and do their thing. So I think that's a good thing. I think it's going to work out pretty good. We got a problem at right tackle, too. We got a problem at tackle in general. You know, Donald Penn didn't look good at right tackle. I know he's hurt. I know he's been out. But still, man, he just didn't look good at all. I think putting him at right tackle might be a little bit of a mistake, though, because if you think about it, now you got 2 positions you got to worry about. You got to worry about right tackle with Penn, and you got to worry about left tackle with Miller. So, you know, the best option may be putting him back at left tackle. At least that way you know that he's going to be pretty good at left tackle. You don't have to worry about him as much. And if you have to help somebody on the right side, you know, you can do that. But at this point, it looks like you may have to worry about the right tackle and the left tackle. So I don't really see that as being, you know, that beneficial to the team. But the problem is, I don't know who you're going to put at right tackle instead of Penn. So I don't know. Maybe they sign somebody. Maybe they don't. Maybe they roll with it like this. But either way, man, we got a situation there. We really got to get that worked out. Preseason, man, it went by pretty good. I don't think Gruden showed a lot. I don't think he did. He showed a lot on purpose. You know, he didn't want to show his hand. He didn't want to tip his hand. And that's okay with me. I hope I don't see the starters at all in week 4, to be honest with you, against Seattle. I don't even want to see them on the field, so. Yeah, I don't think the starters need to show anything else in the preseason. We know what they can do. I think they're pretty solid on offense and defense. So just rest them in the 4th preseason game, and get ready for the Rams on opening night. But I think we're going to have a pretty good year, man. I think I'm pretty pleased overall with what I've seen in the preseason. So I think it's going to be a good year. So, and Kenny, Lenny Kravitz ain't that bad, man. He's all right. You know, that album 5 was pretty good. But one album don't make you a superstar, but I like 5. That album was pretty good, man. And he's a little eccentric, but hey, everybody's a little eccentric in their own way. So that's my thoughts on the Raiders, man. After 3 weeks of the preseason, Raider Nation, get ready for a good season. And you 2 guys are quickly becoming the most infamous podcast in the Raider universe, man. So, like I said before, good job to you guys. Keep it up. This is P.E. from North Carolina. I'm out. Peace.
It's a good call.
Yeah, it was a great call.
Real good call.
P.E. It takes a Raider Nation of millions to hold us up.
Yep.
We'll say that.
That's right.
Yo, guys, it's IR Johnny. Patrick Mahomes can kiss my fucking ass.
Solid call.
Okay, pasta, homies. It's El Wapo. Man, that game last night, beautiful. I like that. EJ Manuel telling everyone, says, backup quarterback? What? I like that, even though most people don't like him. He's not consistent like I would like him to be, but I still think he's a good backup quarterback. I'm sure there are many out there that could do a way better job. It'd be nice if we could get RG3. A lot of people probably say that's a bad idea, but I think that's my opinion. May not be a humble opinion, but that's my fucking opinion. And I'm looking forward to all the new episodes. You guys keep doing what you're doing, man. You guys are killing it right now. The Jim Jacks, you tell homie, you keep doing you. Jacks wins. See you later. Wapo out.
Love me some El Wapo.
Yeah. The WAP brings the heat, bro.
Kenny, Che, Kane, this is Monster Mash from New York. It's a dark day. It's a dark day for us, but you know what? I'm going to stay positive. You know what? If Mac wanted to be there, just like Odell Beckham, he would have been there. He would have been there through training camp. He would have been through the preseason playing, trying to work the deal out to stay and to be a Raider. If the Raiders offered him the $20 million, he should have taken it. He put himself above the team. Time to move on. I wish him nothing but the best. You know, he's a once in a generation player. I'm hoping that, you know, maybe we flip one of these first rounders for Earl Thomas. That'll kind of soothe the pain. But just like any organization, when you get new leadership, you bring in new people, and Gruden's going to run the team how he wants to run the team. You know what? It is what it is. I'm a Raider fan. I'm a Raider nation for life. I'm not a Mac nation. I'm not going to change the way I feel about the Raiders. I love my boys. You know, it doesn't matter. We've been through thick and thin. We've been through worse than this. We've been through a lot worse. We're not as bad as we used to be. I think it's fine that we're letting him go and we're not, you know, strapping ourselves for cash in the years to come. And, you know what? Let's just roll with the punches. If Gunther can pull together some of these young rooks and we can get a couple years out of them without having to get through the same situation again, great. Maybe Cooper, you know, turns out this year and we can afford to pay him. Anyway, I love what you guys are doing. Looking forward to the season. It's been a long, crazy summer. You know, lost Craig Papa, maybe the last year in Oakland, losing Mac, losing all the other players that Gruden's cut. You know what? It's time for change. The autumn wind is a Raider. Here we go. Let's get it done. Raider Nation for life. Keep up the good work, guys.
Kenny, Che, it's Shane again. You're one of your newer listeners. I can imagine right now your phones are blowing up after this news. You know, Kenny, Che, it's Shane. I called on the podcast last week. He told me to call again. Don't worry about that first message I attempted. Just cut that out. I obviously went nowhere with it because I had to hang up for some reason. But anyways, I can imagine your phones are blowing up today thanks to the news of Mac being traded to the fucking Chicago Bears. You know, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, everything social media, you know, everyone's saying they're done with the Raiders. I've been a Raiders fan my whole life. It was, you know, forced onto me. Getting into football, I think Jason Campbell's our quarterback. Pretty sure we went 8-8 that year. Might have been the year after that. I can't remember. But I haven't had to, you know, I personally haven't dealt with something like this before. I wasn't around. I might have been. I don't know. I think I was at the tail end of Jamarcus Russell's tenure in the Raiders. Don't quote me on that. But I wasn't there for that. I wasn't there for our Super Bowl loss. I went back when I, you know, really became a fan. I went back and I looked at all this stuff, so I know of it. I was around, but I wasn't around, if you catch what I mean. But since then, since I've been, you know, a football fan, I've been through it all with you guys. I was so ecstatic when we finally went 12-4, finally had a winning season. And our future looked bright. Obviously, last year sucked. And this year, so much optimism. Been listening, and you know your predictions. I think it was 11-5, 12-4, and I had us on the floor 10-6, and that was just the floor. The ceiling could have been anything above that. Obviously, I don't think we were ever going to go 16-0, probably not 15-1, but I think maybe 14-2 was a good possibility. But all of that was with Mac. Kenny, I apologize. You're gonna have to do a little editing for me, I guess. Call dropped. I guess I ran too long, which is weird because I know there have been longer callers sometimes. I don't know what makes or breaks that, but I won't take too much more of your time. But pretty much what I was going for was, with Mac, I saw us easily doing 10-6. Our defense hasn't been the greatest, but with Paul Gunther, with all the additions to the defense, with Mac, I think we really had a good shot. Without Mac, remains to be seen. Hank Carradine, I don't see him doing much. Arden Key, he has all the potential in the world. The locker room, they're all emotional right now. At the end of the day, it's a business. I know Bruce Irvin was pissed. Derek Carr was upset. But then they quickly went back on Twitter and said at the end of the day, they're just going to try and win some games. I really hope the locker room doesn't turn on Gruden for this. At the end of the day, one player is not the team. As much as we all love Mac, as much as he was arguably our greatest player on this current roster, it does sicken me to know at the end of his career, he's going to go into the Hall of Fame as a fucking bear, but, we're supposed to be getting 2 first-rounders and possibly a player. I have hope a little bit. It sucks, but it's still there. Raider Nation for life. I'm not going to let this isn't the final straw, as a lot of people are saying. I'm still going to be a Raider fan. At the end of the day, I'll be watching that Rams game come Monday night. Well, not this Monday, but next Monday, obviously, or whenever it's supposed to be. I'm going to be there supporting the silver and black. It just sucks. And I know a lot of other callers probably are going to be saying the same thing I'm saying right now. Or maybe some are just going to give up. But if you give up, you're not really a true Raider fan, in my opinion. Simple as that. Let's hope for the best. As long as we win our division, or at least go 6-0 in our division, second place, I'll be happy. If we get first place and go to the playoffs, that's even better. All in all, it sucks, but it is what it is.
Hey, yo.
Can't wait to hear your thoughts, guys. Thanks.
Yo, wrap it up, B.
Wrap it up, B.
We love you, Shane.
Somebody need to play that music, bro, that they play at the Academy Awards, bro.
What do you guys want to do, YouTube? You guys want to hear the rest of these calls, or you want me to save them for the audio?
All right, guys. This is Rayder Johnny. So I'm going to sum up the entire segment this time, all the phone calls, into about a 5-minute thing.
Oh,
all right,
Jesus
so
Christ.
Here we go. I got some impressions, okay? Here's number 1. Yo, Kenny, Jay, Kane. Yo, man, it's fucked up. We trading Mac and shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. Also, fuck In and Out. In and Out sucks. And had a couple chicken nuggets at KFC the other day. Fucking bomb. All right. Okay, that's number 1. Okay, here's your boy JFB. All right. Hey guys, it's JFB. Hey, I've been playing Magic cards for like 14 years, and I don't see how we're supposed to trade Mac and get a good deal out of it, because Whirling Dervish only has like 4 hit points, and I've been thinking about it for a long time, traveling across the nation, you know what I mean? And I just don't see how it works. You know, Gruden's making a mistake, man. Gruden's making a mistake. And Mark, you know, whatever. I gotta get to my D&D tournament here right now, so gotta go, guys. Okay, bye. All right, that was JFB with I've never been with a woman before. All right, okay. Here's 303. Hey. Oh shit, that's the same thing. Okay, damn it. All right, here, game face. Game face. All right. Hey, it's your boy 303 in beautiful Colorado, 72 degrees, and you know, man, just hanging out, and the weather, it's amazing. I can barely breathe up here. But you know, what about this Mac situation? You know, he's gonna go to a place where, you know, you can breathe. And, you know, we got slopes up here. You can smoke weed, man. You know, it's great here in Denver. And everything here in Denver is great. Glad we drafted Chubb. Shit. Go Raiders. Shit, gotta go. Okay, bye. Hey, guys, it's IR Johnny. Woo, was I drunk yesterday? All right. Well, Mac trade, let's try this sober. Also, I'm terrible at impressions. So my deal is, man, look, the guy, would he have played on that 5th-year option? Probably. We would have had him another year. We got franchise tag next year, yada, 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 blah, blah. But he just got paid top 5 QB money. You know, can we do that with a new coach and building this roster the way that he wants to do it? It'd be very restrictive. Also, we got the biggest compensation trade-wise for a defensive player in NFL history. I mean, that we made history yesterday. So, look, nobody wanted to see Mac go. But, you know, we got to win, man. We got to win games, and this team is going to live and die with Derek Carr. So, you know, if it takes 2 more first-rounders, 3 more first-rounders, let's protect Carr. Let's, you know, let's get some defense in here and get a Super Bowl before we leave Oakland, man. So, anyways, that's my sober take. Now it's back to drinking, barbecue, and Dodger baseball, Che. Let's go. First place, buddy. Have a good night, guys.
Yo.
Cheer. Solid call. All right. Next up, it's your boy, Ice Cold Honky.
Oh, shit.
Villagers, free basers. I'm sure there's been a whole lot of butt scratching going on in the past 36 hours in regards to this Khalil Mack trade. But to me, it makes a lot of sense. You know, here's a guy who was out for greed and wasn't willing to work with the team. And I think Gruden and McKenzie saw that. They got to play Moneyball. They know that they want to build a legacy. And they are taking that playbook from the Patriots. And the Patriots did it through cap space and through the tuck rule. So that's the kind of map that the Raiders are following right now. And besides that, there's light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, I watched a lot of college football today and yesterday. There's a lot of up-and-coming talent on the front of the defense that's coming up. So you got a lot to look forward to with those 2 extra picks. It's not like the Bears are going to go anywhere. So you got to look at it on the bright side. So that's one positive. Another positive is after this show, we won't have to worry about Don from Queens playing a shot game anymore. He won't have to keep picking himself up off the floor. So there's a lot of positives that came out of this. So I hope y'all enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the pink eye y'all gonna get from all this butt scratching. Ice Cold Honky Hero. I'm out.
It's a pretty positive call right there, Ice Cold.
Yeah, right? Right?
Kenny, Che, it's your boy 303. Damn. We just love making headlines. Well, first of all, Khalil Mack, thank you for your years of service and being probably the best Raider that we've drafted since Charles Woodson. You know, it sounds like we offered him a contract in early March, and we all kind of knew that once the Donald contract came out, that was going to set the bar. And Gruden, you know what? Sometimes they say, there's a great quote that I thought, that sometimes the hardest decision is the best one to make. And at $23.5 million, just wasn't going to pay that money. Initially, I was pissed because we love Mac, and we really wanted to see Mac play with a competent defense. He's played in such crappy defenses and teammates. You know, we knew how great he was, but really to see him play at that highest level with a complementary defense would have been fun to watch. It's not meant to be. I think our D-line has got potential, but they're young. I think we're going to struggle. And I think for this year, it's going to be a step back. But as long as we draft well and we can add some free agents with all that money that we're not paying Mac, I think going into Vegas, this will pay off. Again, as long as we draft well and sign some good free agents. And, of course, all of this is driven by Carr. I mean, come on, we all know that. This is a quarterback league, and we weren't going to pay two guys 30% of the salary cap. So with that, we're all Raider fans. Excited for Monday Night Football against the Rams. And let's do this, man. Let's prove all the pundits wrong. Go Raiders. This is 303, and I'm out.
What up, boys? It's Plunk. So, here's the deal. I was pissed about Mac at first. You know, it's a day later. Let's move on. And, hope for the best. So, yeah. It's still Raiders. All the time. Put your pants.
Hey, what's happening, Pillagers? This is your boy Gent.
Yeah.
It's a sad day in Oakland.
Last call, y'all.
A great one. But the reason why I was compelled to talk to y'all, I was looking at the internet, seeing all of the crying going on, and so I called to say, stop crying. What's wrong with y'all? You Raiders. Yeah, we lost Khalil Mack, bro. But that's just the way shit go. We can't be paying him the type of money the Bears was going to be paying him and then paying Carr at the same time. What kind of roster we going to put together? That's for mediocrity. When we don't go that route, yeah, it fucking sucks we lost Khalil Mack. I agree. It sucked when we lost Charles Woodson. It sucked when we lost John Gruden the first time. We got both of them back. Maybe we'll see Mac in the future. I don't know. The point is, stop with all the crying, bro. Be a Raider.
Yeah. Solid. Very solid. Time to fade out this music here.
Yeah.
We'll go back on the air. Promised you a Patrick Mahomes call, and that's coming. It's time to get back on the air. You ready to get back on the air, Che?
Yeah, I just had to make a little comment in the chat room. Right?
All right.
I'm ready to go. Ready to go.
All right. It's a bit hazy in here.
Yeah, it is. It's a little hazy.
We're back. That was a long caller segment. Thanks for hanging in there. That was the official Raider Nation crisis hotline, 408-909 PJ-FF. Phone lines are open anytime. One thing I want to say before starting this caller segment, first of all, thanks to everybody that called in. I want to remind everybody, we gave you our Mac thoughts already.
Yeah.
So we're going to be really brief responding to that kind of stuff, but we wanted to get your voice on air. We wanted to give you a space to vent and to kind of let these things out.
That's right.
Secondly, we do appreciate the calls. I've been encouraging new callers to call in every week and the same callers to keep calling in every week. But the one thing I got to say, wrap it up, B. If you're calling in 2 or 3 times to get your take across, wrap it up. This is my show. This is not your show. You try to come on and pillage my podcast, that ain't going to happen. And I say that with love.
With love.
Love and respect.
With love, bro.
But what I'm saying is these 6-minute, 7-minute takes, bro, I don't know. I'm going to have to start editing this stuff down in the future or omitting calls if we can't get it together. And this is no disrespect, but I got a live show to run. I got a podcast to edit later on. I'm up till 1 o'clock in the morning. Make it a little bit easier on me and on yourself. Land the plane, okay? Just bring it in. Come in hot. Have a take. Don't suck, as Jim Rome says. And none of these takes suck. They're all on the nose. Everyone's opinion is valid. I'm with that. But I ask you, come in sharp. I think that the phone call, the voicemail usually cuts off around 2-3 minute is the hard max, but sometimes it'll cut you off earlier. Just come in hot, man. Come in 1-2 minute take, bam, get in, get out,
knock it out
the park. And I say that with love, peace and love, peace and love. My Stern fans will get that, peace and love. So let's wrap these calls up. If you didn't hear the Mahomes call during that segment, I got you. I got it right here.
Oh,
you see that, Che? I got it right here. Yeah.
Here we go.
It's the bright red and orange call. So we're gonna get to that in a minute. PE, thanks for calling in, man. Thanks for listening. Really appreciate your opinion and your take and your vote of confidence for us. Your voice definitely matters. All the voices matter. Yes. Yeah. And so this is a bit ironic given the take I just had and PE's take. But yes, we do appreciate everyone's voice here. And PE came in with a strong call. It was a long call, but it was strong. It was strong from the beginning to the end. So I really like the call. I do agree. Vets do create good competition and leadership on the field. It's a good mix of talent right now. Tackle is a big question mark. Carr and this team, their success really hinges on the success of these tackles. Lenny Kravitz is all right, but that's Scarf, man. Come on. Come on, man. And Patrick Mahomes, you say. PE brought up Patrick Mahomes. So I'm going to let this go right here. All right?
Here we go.
This is exclusive.
This is Patrick Mahomes of the Kansas City Chiefs. I have one message for the Oakland Raiders and Raider Nation. I personally am going to get this rivalry Iron Skillet Kansas City barbecue hot. I want you all to know that I'm going to throw the ball very, very far on you. I have one of the strongest arms in the NFL. I will throw many, many touchdowns on you. Bring on the competition, Raider Nation. I'm doing a tomahawk chop in my living room right now for all of you. Raider Nation, I am coming to you.
Yeah.
Strong.
That was a strong call.
That was your boy, the cracked out Kermit the Frog, Patrick Mahomes. Exclusive on the Pillaging Podcast.
Yeah, you ain't going to get that anywhere else, I promise.
You heard it here first.
Oh, man, that was great.
Peace and love. Peace and love. Yeah. I hope you're right, Wapo, man. Everything that you said, I hope you're right. Great positivity on the call. Monster Mash, New York, calling back again. First-time caller last week. Good to hear you again. Again, great positivity, man. I was expecting a lot more down callers, but some of you guys get the silver and black lining of this. Keep your head up. Rough offseason for sure, but keep your head up, brother. Keep your head up. Yeah. Do that. Shane, man, we all get the yips. We all get a little bit nervous. Don't worry about it. You showed up, and that's all that matters. Hang in there, Shane. You've seen some adversity for sure in your lifetime coming in at the end of the Jamarcus Russell era, which tells me you came in at the beginning of the Jamarcus Russell era because the beginning was the ending, and that's all I got to say about that. We'll get through this, brother. Trust the process. Johnny, IR Johnny, appreciate the call. I appreciate the impersonations. Keep those coming for sure. We're here in beautiful California.
Yeah,
it's about 65 degrees right now, and we're breathing just fine. Ice Cold Honky coming in with some rare positivity. It is a great draft. Ice Cold Honky pays close attention to the NCAA because he's not allowed to watch NFL football anymore. I don't know if Don from Queens survived the shot game last week, and if he didn't survive it last week, he definitely ain't surviving it this week because Khalil Mack has been mentioned. 303, yes, I do definitely feel that Mack has missed the opportunity this year. He does have some dogs, as he says, on that Chicago Bear defense. But, man, they ain't got no quarterback. They ain't got no offense. So good luck out there. And, Che, quit scratching your ass, bro. Pink eye's not a good look for you. I'm just playing. Che's clean.
I stay clean, bro.
Plunk, yes, for sure. Put your pants. And Gent, reiterating what I already said, stop crying.
Yeah, man.
Pirates don't cry, man.
Quit your crying, man.
You know when Pirates cry? When we run out of rum, and we ain't out of rum yet.
Nope.
We juiced up.
Oh, always stocked. Always
sure.
stop. Pinche llorón. Stop crying.
So it was a short caller response segment. We wanted to keep it brief because we knew the calls were long, but we do appreciate your calls. Again, call in 408-909-PJFF. Just land the plane.
That's right. Get it there. Get it on the runway. Get it on the runway.
Yeah. You know, we ain't flying Southwest. We ain't Mark Davis up in here. We're flying jets.
You got a pontoon boat landing in the lake, bro.
Mikey's waiting in the wings. Let's take a ultra short break. Let's get Mikey on the phone, and we'll get it started.
Oh, yeah.
Get it cracking. Chill.
Ew.
What's going on here? Hang in there. I don't know what's going on here. There we go.
What's up?
What's up, Mikey? We're on break, so I just wanted to get you on the line. I'm gonna do a little intro for you and cue you, and we'll get on with this. You ready?
Good. Yeah. Sorry about earlier. I was really busy today. I thought 11 o'clock. Whatever.
It's all good. Where are you located? Are you here on the West Coast, or where are you at?
Yeah, Burbank area, North Hollywood.
All right, cool. Yeah, we're in the same time zone then. I probably should have been more clear about that. I'm going to hit record right now. I'm going to intro you, and we'll get on with this. Cool?
Sounds perfect, brother.
All right, let's do it. All right, and we're back, and we're joined this week by Mikey Rayder, infamous YouTuber, a longtime member of the Raider Nation. Welcome to the show, Mikey. Tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and how they can find you online.
This is Joel Seeger. I am the agent now for Mikey Rayder. I am the agent.
All right, Joel, I've heard you strike a hard bargain.
Khalil Mack's deal. Yes, I just got Khalil Mack's deal, and now I'm representing Mikey Rayder. He would like $90 million guaranteed.
All right, no problem. I think we can swing that. Che's going through the pocketbook right now, and we'll be transferring the funds at the end of this segment. Man, trying to play hardball with me, Mikey. What's good, man?
I thought it would. Well, you guys are, you're the new kids on the block, and you're doing big things. I got to try to get paid. I got to try to get my guaranteed money, babe,
We may be new on the block, but we ain't no suckers, Mikey. We ain't naive. We're over here. We're some hardcore Raider fans. Tell these guys how they can find you online. I know you're all over the interwebs. Where can they find you at?
Well, I've been blessed to have a channel for many years, but now we are called On Air Nation on YouTube. Just search formerly Raider Central or On Air Nation or Mikey Rayder, and you can find me on YouTube and the Twitters and the Instagram, and who cares? But I'm just blessed to still be around, man.
Man, Mikey, you've been killing the YouTube game for a while now, and I know you've joined up with Murph. You guys got Mikey and Murph on Mondays. Very entertaining show. Tell us a little bit about how you got started doing Raiders Talk.
Well, I think in 2010, 2011, I just loved the Raiders, and I was home a lot, and I was like, man, I can't find no good Raider coverage or anything. I think there was the Raider Nation podcast, and they did that very sporadically, and I loved it. They are the OGs. And then I was like, man, kind of like YouTube. And I wanted to try to start something. So I created a couple of channels early on. One was called Raiders Update. Then, it just evolved. I wanted to make funny, entertaining stuff and talk some Raiders. And then it evolved into Raider Central, to Raider Clips, within Raider Central. And then, the NFL came after me when I finally started, earning a little bit of money on my channel. But like I said, I'm blessed. I don't want to get into details, but I'm just happy to still be around and scaring the NFL, basically, and the Raiders.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Yeah. Well, given the recent events this week, how are you holding up right now? What are some of your takeaways? What are your thoughts about this team going forward without Khalil Mack? And, with or without Khalil Mack, the Oakland Raiders in general, we're about to start off on this 2019 season. We're about to set sail. What are your expectations this year?
Not many at this moment. It feels like a knife wound, and I'm still kind of hurt because I just didn't see Gruden, who all the Raiders loved and everything, getting rid of possibly the star Raider, beyond Derek Carr. It just boggles my mind. But it is a business, and I have to let my fandom go, and I have to realize the money side of the business and all that. So my expectations are literally, they went down a couple of victories this season just because of maybe the locker room chemistry. And if it goes bad early, it could snowball the rest of the season with Gruden's decision-making and what's been going on. Like, I'm afraid of a snowball effect.
Okay. Fair enough. Now, the last time Gruden showed up to the Oakland Raiders, the locker room was in a disarray. He shows up again to a similar situation, and then he seems to get everybody on board. A lot of positivity coming out of camp, and now we got the Mac situation, which is definitely going to be a dent. It definitely torpedoed this ship. Do you think Gruden's enough to pull this team together and get down the road? I know you have some thoughts on Gruden. Feel free to share those thoughts too.
Well, you said he walked into a locker room situation, but he's also possibly created another one. So, moving forward, what is he doing? The decision-making, he's clearly proven that he doesn't care about the defense as much as he does the offense. That was proven when he won a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay. Now he's proving it with the Raiders because the offensive team is a priority for him. And the defense, he wants to build through the draft, and he wants to get veterans on the cheap. So in today's NFL, from my opinion or experience, a lot of teams have young quarterbacks on a young salary, and then they spend their money on defense and in other areas to try to win a Super Bowl. We don't have that luxury. The Rams were able to afford Aaron Donald and Dominican Sue because they have Jared Goff on the low cheap from a draft pick. We don't have that luxury. So Reggie McKenzie, with his previous contract, have honestly locked the Raiders into the Khalil Mack trade because Reggie McKenzie and Jack Del Rio at the time gave ridiculous contracts to Derek Carr. He was overpaid. Tom Brady doesn't even make as much as Derek Carr, and he's a proven winner. And then they gave a contract to Seth Roberts where he's getting $4.5 million this year. That's ridiculous. some of the offensive linemen got, bigger and better deals. They let Donald Penn hold out, come back, and they still gave him what he wanted. And if you take away $5 million from Derek Carr, $3 million from Seth Roberts, $2 million from Donald Penn and all these previous contracts, you would have came up with the extra $10 million to sign Khalil Mack per year. I know the guarantee money is an issue, but he got 23. He's getting 14 basically now, so we would have needed $9.5 or $10 million to get him per season. You take away 5 from Carr, take away 3 from Seth Roberts, take away 2 from Donald Penn, you're at $9 million. We could have got the deal done with Khalil Mack. That's if you wanted him or if he wanted to be a part of this team. But the Raiders could not afford the guaranteed money because of John Gruden and Derek Carr, and the Raiders are the brokest, cheapest team in the NFL. And that sums it up.
So I'm going to play devil's advocate with you a little bit here, Mikey, because I do feel that John does have an emphasis on defense. It was that defense in Tampa that got him the win on Super Bowl. He was also sharp enough to go out and hire one of the most, I guess I wouldn't call him elite, but probably one of the top-level defensive coordinators in the game to take care of this defense. One mistake he made the first time around is having guys like Willie Shaw and Chuck Bresnahan steer this defense. I would say Paul Guenther is actually a tremendous upgrade over this. The other thing I would disagree with is that Derek Carr was going to get paid regardless. Looking back on his contract now, it seems like quite the bargain deal compared to, like, let's say what a guy like Kirk Cousins got during the offseason. And let's blame Kirk Cousins for resetting the market and resetting contracts. With or without Derek Carr's contract, I think there's no way in hell this organization pays Khalil Mack quarterback money. That's just proven through the statements that were made in the last 24 hours that they're not prepared to do that. And if another team wants to move the bar, much like LA did for Donald, then they're going to go ahead and let them do that. I think they're prepared to pay him like Von Miller type money and a notch above that, and they just weren't going to do it. I do agree with you on the Seth Roberts thing. I'm scratching my head on that. I understand we're 9-0 in games where Seth Roberts catches the touchdown, but that's more or less coincidence and not Seth Roberts winning ball games all by himself. So I will agree with you there. And I think you do build defense through the draft because, as you say, you got to really watch that cap, and bringing in veteran defensive players is one way to sap your cap really quick. So, I feel confident in this defense going forward under Paul Guenther. Although if this defense balls out without Khalil Mack and with this young talent, you might see Guenther moving on sooner than later. And then we'll really see what John Gruden's made of. We'll see what his plan B is and who he's got on his radar. But I know you got some critiques of John Gruden. I know a lot of people do. I think those critiques are sound. It's rightful. I mean, I was one of the guys saying John wasn't walking through that door. And when he did, I said, I'm going to be cautiously optimistic. Yeah. I don't think that John's been away from the game. I think he's been firmly embedded in the game. But I do know the faults that come with John Gruden, the faults that came with him in Oakland before, what followed him to Tampa Bay, and what's coming here now. I don't think he's the greatest evaluator of talent. So I'd be really concerned if John is really steering our draft 100% in the future. But I think if you look at the draft picks this year, a lot of them heavily focused on the defensive side of the ball, with Key, with Hall, with Hurst. Those are all very, very shrewd picks, very sharp picks. And I think they were looking to load up on that early and often and protect their franchise investment in Derek Carr. The big head scratcher for me was Brandon Parker in the second round. That guy would have been there in the fourth possibly. Blame San Francisco for taking McGlinchey away from us. If all things had worked out, maybe we walk away with McGlinchey and Miller after the first and second round. That would have been a solid tackle draft right there, in my opinion. But Mikey, what's your over under for this squad? What's your ceiling in terms of wins and losses, and what's the floor at this point?
The ceiling, it's got to be 10-6. I was at 11-5 before the Khalil Mack trade, and I honestly think that Khalil Mack would at least make a difference in one possible victory like he did against Carolina a season or two ago. And so I take away a victory. If all goes great for the Raiders on offense and a good, decent defense, 10 win is my ceiling. And if you go to the floor, I'm going to say 8-8.
All right. Okay. I was expecting much worse.
I think we're good enough on offense to win 8-8.
I was expecting much worse, Mikey. I really was. Who's your breakout player this year? Who's the guy that's going to make the biggest difference? Take Derek Carr off the board. I'm going to take him off. That's an easy pick. He's your franchise quarterback. Who's the guy that we need to look for on offense, and who's the guy we got to look for on defense?
Well, I mean, I could go a couple of different directions with this pick. I could say Jordy Nelson because Martavius is not going to be on the team. So Jordy Nelson might be open a lot now that they might possibly double Amari, knowing that he's going to be the leader of the offense, according to Gruden. So you could say Jordy Nelson is a really interesting sleeper. And if I can't pick Derek Carr, and we're going on offense, I'm assuming, I'm going to say Marshawn Lynch. I just liked what I saw in his work ethic in the final 7 games. And with John Gruden getting a fullback, opening up the run game for a purebred runner like Marshawn Lynch, I think he could do some big things. So I think Marshawn Lynch has over 1,000 yards, which is not expected by many of the experts.
All right. Okay.
I like that.
Let's move on from football a little bit, Mikey, because you're right. You're an entertaining guy. You've built kind of a YouTube empire based on your entertainment. So let's get into your acting career a bit, shall we? Mikey, you got quite the extensive IMDb.
Sure, no problem. Like I said, I'll get my agent.
You got quite
I'll get my agent to, do a contract.
You have quite the extensive IMDb here. You started off early as an actor. One thing that stands out to me and Che is that you are actually in Moonwalker.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah, the Michael Jackson Moonwalker. Yeah.
Did you get to meet Michael Jackson on set? Because as fanboys, we want to know.
I did. That was actually pretty much my first job. I mean, I did an episode of A-Team. I was like at Universal Studios in the background watching, and they asked me to be on a show called The A-Team, like out of nowhere. And that kind of started my love for acting or whatever. But I became an actor because I was technically a part of the We Are the World, the chorus for the song, and we created a play based off of We Are the World, and it introduced me to Quincy Jones, and that's how I got a Hollywood agent. It's through my Glee Club. We did a musical play. It got really popular, and then Quincy Jones kind of became a part of it, and I'm part of the choir for We Are the World that recorded the song, and then Michael Jackson signed with Sony, and he was making a movie called Moonwalker, so they brought me on to that. I initially was going to be one of the kids that get kidnapped, in the Moonwalker music video, but I ended up doing some behind-the-scenes thing for a little segment called Batter, where little kids recreate the music video of I'm Bad, Who's Bad, and then they actually had a behind-the-scenes of it, so I was like a producer, a grip, and all that. But yeah, I met Michael Jackson. I met his monkey, Bubbles Moore, and I did meet Michael Jackson on occasion. And one great story about this, even though Mars footage didn't end up on the DVD or whatever is going on, they had the premiere of Moonwalker at his ranch. And I went to the premiere at his ranch, and then he stood up in front of all his carnival rides, and then he said, "Everybody have a good time. There's no rules. There's no rules in Neverland." And it was like one of the weirdest, cringiest, but greatest moments of my life.
Wow. That whole no rules thing, kind of a slippery slope at Neverland, I would imagine. Mikey, man, you're like,
hey,
hey.
If anybody's going to touch me, I'll let Michael Jackson. I'm just saying.
Hot take. Hot take.
That's a hot take right there.
Man, you're like Mr. 90s. You were a part of We Are the World. You got to meet Quincy Jones. You met Michael Jackson. You were on the set of Moonwalker. I also saw that you were a part of the Wonder Years. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was pretty much auditioning at that time for every kid show imaginable or teen show or show on TV, and I was blessed to get a couple of parts on many shows, and Wonder Years was one of them. I did 5 episodes. Every season I'm in an episode as a different character. So that's a little bit of Wonder Years trivia for you guys if you could find me. I'm in like every season. I know it might have been 7, but like I'm in every season in one episode somewhere, whether I'm speaking or on the set or whatever. It's funny. It's hilarious.
That's pretty cool, man. And you've done some voiceover work as well. I heard that you were in Star Wars and on Grand Theft Auto. What were some of your parts in those projects?
Well, I went to E3 a couple of years back. That's the video game convention. And a lot of people recognize me as an actor and all that. And there was a lot of people over there. Why don't you do voice work? Why don't you do voice work? And I'm like, I don't even have a voice agent. They're like, oh, man, we work on video games. We know agents. And then they just brought me onto their video games. It was like Grand Theft Auto, a couple of them. And I did voices and characters, but I was never really a main character on any of them. I was just given a bunch of different lines to say and then sound effects, like, ooh, ah, ooh, stuff like that. Because they wanted to work with me, but I got credit for it, and I ended up in a couple of video games, so that was cool. It's a nice little credit for me.
Yeah, that's man, cool. That's good. Mikey's always out there hustling, man. Superstar Mikey Rayder.
I just want to say, Mikey, another credit that's on your IMDb, and this is one that I was like, wait a minute, I know this guy. I've seen him before. Was Nickelodeon show, Eat My Shorts, and I remember watching that like every week, man. And I was like, wait a minute, that's Mikey. That's got to be Mikey. So when I saw it and somebody pointed it out to me, I was like, yeah, I was actually pretty pleased, man, because that's taking it back to my childhood, man.
Hey, get it right or pay the price. It's called Salute Your Shorts.
Oh, Salute Your Shorts. There you go. My bad.
He's going to sick his agent on you, Che.
That's my bad.
He's coming for you for slander.
This was a long time ago, man. I'm a 36-year-old man
now.
Yeah,
that was, like I said, it's an amazing time in my life. I'm becoming an actor, and then I'm auditioning for shows. And, when you're a young actor, everybody's like, oh, you got to get on a show. You got to get your own TV show or whatever. And, I always did guest spots. But then, like I said, I was blessed to be a main character on a TV show, but it happened to be cable. At least I got in on cable as opposed to regular national television on my own show.
Right on. Well, let's steer this back to football really quick before we close out the segment. We got, our season opener coming up here, Monday Night Football, prime time against the Los Angeles Rams. The Raiders opening up at home for once. It seems like it's been a while. Maybe it hasn't, but it seems like it's been a little while. Mm-hmm. What are some of your takeaways for this game, your keys going into this game, and what's your prediction for our home opener?
Well, I mean, if I wasn't concerned then, I'm very concerned now, again, about the locker room chemistry. I'm sure Gruden had to speak to the team today about his decision-making over the past weekend because they finally went to practice today. And then I believe he had a press conference. But hopefully the team can move on, focus on Monday Night Football like Derek Carr said in a tweet. And I don't know what to expect with Gruden. He didn't play his starters much in the preseason. Apparently, he's holding his cards. I don't know what that means. I don't know what to expect. But I expect a good game, especially on Gruden's return on Monday Night Football. And I think Gruden will throw everything he has at the Rams. I just hope it's enough because I'm not sure what the Raiders team will look like moving forward because we haven't seen it in the preseason. But I expect a high-scoring game. I don't expect defenses to win this game, but I'm a little worried for Colton Miller and Donald Penn up against Ndamukong Suh, Aaron Donald, and Derek Carr's insecurity within pressure, behind the line of scrimmage. I'm a little nervous about that.
Yeah. You got anything else for Mikey, man?
No, man. I'm just, like we said, glad to have you on, man, because it's always good to have more Raider fans on, and then someone as experienced as you, out there in YouTube land doing the damn thing, man. We appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah. Mike, you got anything you want to add before we get out of here?
I appreciate you guys more, believe me.
Hey, the love is mutual.
Yeah, I was just saying, I appreciate you guys more, believe me.
Yeah.
My dream was to create a channel or a podcast where Raider Nation and podcasters and video makers could come together. And now they're springing up and popping up here and there. And then now we got great podcasts. I mean, real professional podcasters like you guys, Murph, and all that. And I'm not saying I'm a part of it, but if I was a little bit of seed that sparked anything, I feel proud because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be around for all the, the situations I'm dealing with. And the truth is, I just do not know with YouTube anymore. So I'm very proud that you guys are coming up doing big. And honestly, I'm more proud of you guys than you could even imagine. So thank you very much, Pillaging Podcast. You guys are amazing, and just keep doing it for the nation and have a good time in life.
Mikey, man, we really appreciate that. I've been watching your channel for a while now. I've seen the ups and downs, and I've heard a lot about your story. And you're right, man. YouTube's really changed. A lot of guys have shut down their account, but you didn't, man. You had to shut down, and you reemerged, and you got the nice show now with Murph on Mondays, which is cool. I like to listen on my way home Monday nights. And you guys are funny, man. I told Murph when he was on the show a couple of weeks ago, I want to challenge you to a rap battle. So that might be something we have to do down the line, Mikey.
Hey, my rap ain't so great, but I'll do it whenever you want, man. I don't care.
All right. Maybe we'll hype it up. Maybe this is a pay-per-view event in the making. We'll have to see what it is, and we'll find some judges or something like that. Nah, we don't need no judges. We'll just do it for fun. But Mikey, man, it's been a pleasure. Are you going to be at the game on Monday? Are you coming up for the game?
No, I'm going to be with Raider Nation and everybody. Like, the YouTube channel for the past year and a half or 2 years since I've been able to monetize, that's really been my only source of income. I'm just being honest with you guys. And then when the NFL lawyers and everybody came after me, they shut down a lot of stuff. They took money, you know, from me, and I'm struggling right now. So I'm barely afloat at this moment. So I don't really honestly have the money to spend on these games. And that's why I was so mad about the preseason game of watching them in L.A. versus the Rams, because I spent a little bit of money, and they didn't even play the starters for one series. I just wanted to watch Marshawn Lynch and, you know, Derek Carr and all that for one series. But, no, I don't think I'm going to be able to go to any games this year unless somebody takes me and supports me the whole way, because I'm just, in real life, I'm financially struggling, and I got to go back to acting and do some other stuff.
Mikey, I think you're going to land on your feet, man. I think you're a talented guy. You definitely have the work ethic. And talk to me offline, man. We could maybe work something out and help you set up a donation page or something like that if you haven't done so already, because you got a lot of fans. You got a lot of people that love you, Mikey, and I think the support's there. If you reach out, it's going to find you. So we wish you the best of luck. We have a lot of respect for you, and thanks again for coming on the show.
Yeah, I'll be your webcam model. How about that? I'll do little dances for like $5 in gold.
I like it. I like it. We're gonna start a GoFundMe, and that'll be the first tier. Is Mikey pole dances here on the Pillaging Podcast.
No, please, no disrespect. I'm not that bad. Like, I don't want to do that. Again, I'm more blessed in life than a lot of other people. So even though I said I'm struggling, it doesn't mean I need a GoFundMe and all that. You get it? Like, it's just, there's more people that need real money besides me. You understand what I'm saying?
I hear you, Mikey. I hear you.
We feel you.
Struggle is real, man. We live in California, too.
I just didn't want that to happen.
We live in California, too, and we know what it's like, man.
Yeah, where do you guys live? You guys are in...
We're up here in the Bay Area. We live in the South Bay. We're about an hour out of Oakland, California. So we're down here kind of, I'm south of San Jose, and Shay's just a little bit further south than me.
That's right.
Yeah, so we're up here, man. Anytime I might be able to get you a ticket to the game if you can get yourself up here. But let's stay in touch, man. Hit me up offline, and we'll talk about that, okay?
No, again, thank you guys very much. And Raider Nation, if you're listening, I just wanted to say, take the positivity from this really bad weekend and, you know, take the positivity if you can, and let's just move on and have a wonderful Monday Night Football and hope for a fantastic, fun, healthy, lovable, and winning season with John Gruden back in Oakland.
Amen, Mikey. Amen. You have yourself a great evening, and we'll talk soon.
Later, guys. Thank you so much. Pillaging Podcast for life.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, man.
That was awesome, man.
Yeah, that was cool, dude.
That was awesome.
That was cool. Hey, shout out to Mikey Rayder for coming on. He's got a big following. He didn't have to do this, but he did.
Man. And we appreciate it, man.
He's a real regular dude. He's real down to earth, and that's why he fits in right here too.
And he's a Raider. That's why he fits in, man.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
it's a member of Raider Nation. We're all a little bit weird in Raider Nation. Don't forget it.
I'm a little weird, man. I ain't gonna lie.
And don't lose your weird. We love that.
Keep the weird.
So speaking of landing planes, we're about to land this plane right now.
Hell yeah.
We got no injury report for you right now. As far as right now, there's really nothing to update. I'll drop the sound effect for you anyways. And just tell you it's going to be a while before Eddie Pinero returns to this lineup. He's got a pulled groin and he's a kicker, and that's all you need to know. So let's do these shout-outs, man.
Shout-outs.
I see you getting ready there.
Yeah, man.
All right. Another paragraph here, so hang with me. Shout out to Rock Chalk Raider, Richard Savory. That's Dick Savory. That's Savory Dick. That's some people might like that better than Sweet Dick because it has less carbs. Shout out to Obi-Wan Raider. Shout out to Cord Fat, Raiding Arizona. Low key, that's a hot name because I like that movie, Raising Arizona. Right. Shout out to Dave Mack, Duran Bolt, Space Ace 3. Shout out to my boy Zeke, Miguel Orozco, Chris Borba, Rossi 981, Anthony J Dog, Peter Brostrom, South Bay Raider, Dalton Martin 24, Kado 92, Raider Ron 410. Shout out to Raider Rick 305, Mandy Smith, Raider She-Hulk. Looking nothing like a She-Hulk, might I say. Shout out to Raging Raider, a.k.a. Heel Derek Carr. Shout out to Aaron Hernandez.
Uh-oh.
We got shooters on the Pillaging Podcast. Shout out to the Back Row Show, Jim Smashy, Ricardo Aguilar. Shout out to Shane Swager, Greg Pimptastic, Deontay Williams, Raina Clausel. Shout out to Shot Boxer, Desiree Williams, Alex Mendoza, John Winstone, Joel Cade, Zach Fapiano. That's a hell of a name, Zach. I don't know if that's your real name, but Fapiano is a hell of a name. Shout out to Alex Croce, Harold Earhart, Ash.OK, Fantasy Football Frockus, Timothy Miller, Rogers, TSI, Donovan Tripp, Alex James, Atlantic Proper 2, Andre S., The Raiders Report, Raider V-Dub, Tatum's Ghost. Uh-oh. We got a ghost. We ain't afraid of no ghost. Because apparently we ride around in Ecto 1 like a team. That's what we do.
Them traps ready, bro.
Don't cross the stream. Jeff Rofaster, Camille Slonka. First read that as Skonka, but it's not. It's Slonka. Jeffany Nunez. Jeffany Barilli. Cesar Benitez. Justin Coop, 510 Rascon. Lone Star 856. Scott Bates. Felipe Nunez. Raider Guy. VG3. Miss V. Lonely Travel 17. Barry Holloway 8. And OGZ AXX. Special shout out to Mikey Rayder for coming on tonight's show. Shout out to all our callers. And thank you to Raider Mashman for the donation this week. And also shout out to Kevin Lurker for the donation during the show. We appreciate that.
Yeah, shout out to you, bro.
Che.
Yo, IG shout outs. Bear with me because I'm reading here for the first time. So if I get them all mixed up, it's, it's a trial basis. Bro.
We live.
Stavro Germ, shout out to you. It's Lodge, shout out. JPR Beats, shout out to you, brother. Pookie Alzado, shout out to you. Kerry Lackey Law. Okay, you need a lawyer, go find Jerry Lackey, Kerry Lackey, bro. Shout out to Plantation Blues. Shout out Pimperish 7. Raiders World. And Matthew 2032. Shout out to all y'all, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out. It's been a tremendous show, man. Instagram's picking up.
Fantastic, man.
Life's picking up.
Everything's picking up, man. Everything's picking up. It's got to pick up from here, right?
Yeah.
Everything's got to get better. It's got to get better, man.
Somebody threw out there that car got traded on Twitter. That ain't even right, bro. That ain't even right.
You're trying to really F up some people's emotions, huh? Really trying out there, man. You're trying us, man.
But yeah, man, that's it for this week's show. Tune in every week wherever podcasts are found. Call in and leave a message to be played on air at 408-909-PJFF. Download the official Pillaging app available for iOS and Android. Stay tuned next week as we bring you to the podcast straight from Raider tailgating, including an exclusive interview with Raiders insider Scott Bair.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Scott Bair's going to be on the show next week. This has been a production of the Raiders Podcast Network. I'm Kenny Stapler, joined as always
by your boy Che.
And we out here.
Peace.
Go Raiders.
Just win, baby.